Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's Burrito. We're actually getting to Avatar platform proper today. You'll notice there is a person in our group. If some of you may recognize him, it's my medic. See, he's gonna wave to you now. He's gonna be coming with me. Avatar platform normal is definitely something that's soloable pretty easily. But it would probably take a lot of time. Having a medic just throwing heals at me will make this go faster. So we're gonna head out. To get there, though, we're gonna need to bring him along, ideally in the same ship. So I loaded out a YT 2400. Any POB work, or if you just have enough turret spots for everybody. But generally, if you're doing it with a group, you want to take a POB. If you're going up solo, then sure, take your fighter. But let's get my medic in the ship. We're good to go, and let's launch. So the fastest way to get to Avatar platform, generally speaking, is as soon as you get into space, just go ahead and open your hyperspace and hyper to the Avatar platform point, and that'll basically put you on the front door. While that does that, I'm going to move over to the operation station, and I'm going to run some overloads. And as I do that, Lakota asked a really good question of why would you want to do Avatar platform and to unlock Avatar hard mode. So in SWG Legends, they added a hard mode version of this instance called Avatar Platform Hard Mode. To unlock Avatar Platform Hard Mode, not only do you need to complete the Assault on Avatar quest, which we're currently on, which was given to us by Hasidic Blood Scale, but after you complete this quest, you have to go talk to Miriam Vaught in Kachiro and do her quest, which is called Avatar Run, which will take you back to the Avatar platform again on normal. The reason you would want to unlock hard mode is hard mode Avatar platform does a few things. Number one, it gives you new loot to get. A lot of this loot is elite, quote unquote, elite schematics of weapon skins that didn't have a higher base damage previously. So, for example, in an earlier mission, you saw me get the Flan Hyper Rifle. It's also known as the Covert Retaliation, and the Covert Retaliation would drop on Avatar platform normal, but it wouldn't reach the same max DPS as another rifle could. The Covert Retaliation Elite would have the same maximum cap. On Legends, they've implemented a system where any weapon skin can reach cap for a lot of types, but I'm not going to get into that right now. There's also unique loot items to the Avatar platform hard mode, but I'll get into that in a moment because we've now gotten up to the platform and he's like, hey, can you read me? We are under attack. The resistance has managed to get through our security, and have infiltrated the station. Heavy fighting is taking place throughout the station. We can use any help you can get. I am ready to help deal with that problem. So ship's authorization, go check out, stand by to land on the platform, and we're going to land on. And as we land on, we're going to see our groups here. If for whatever reason you make a mistake, the Starship Terminal's there, and if you radio it, there's an eject to Kachira button. So you don't have to fly back to Kachira, but as I got my character set up here, let me continue about hard mode. So hard mode has those unique weapon schematics. Second of all, it has some other unique item schematics, chiefly what I'm referring to is the Geonosian Solar Sailor, which is an ITV that can take you to whatever house you've declared residency in the game. If you are a mayor of a city, that will take you to City Hall instead. So it's a home port ITV. You also have, we're going to use Monkey. All right, we have to go inside to call Monkey. You also have options to gain the Swamp Speeder, and there's another 8-seater that you can get that kind of looks like a dump truck. And there's some other furniture items like rugs, paintings, etc. that drop from hard mode. That's the main incentive to do hard mode. There isn't a token currency like the traditional heroics, so there's no vendor to redeem on, but on hard mode has a repeatable Assault on Avatar quest hard mode, and every time you complete that quest, which you can pick it back up, you can turn it in and pick it back up from Hasidic Blood Scale, or you can re-get it from Hasidic Blood Scale. You get a loot box, and loot box will guarantee you get some item out of it, so even if you're not lucky to get any of the loot, you'll still get a reward. So I have a macro set up here where I'm following my character, and then the macro is going to run abilities. But you can see we do land like on this meteor asteroid crater that's been hollowed out to be a base. We're just going to pretend there's some shield here that's preventing us from dying. It's not really illustrated, but I'm sure something's there. And let's get all of our stuff ready here. I'm going to run Breath of Heaven. Mainly, I recommend doing this and getting flagged for the hard mode version, just so it's something that you have the option of doing should you wish. It is Legend exclusive content. So it's always fun to do it at least once. See how it is, etc. All right, so I think we're buffed up. I think we're good to go. We're going to start my medics macro. I have him targeting my officer, having brain fart. I'm going to start slamming that down. You know what? I could even throw down my medic buff banner, because why not? Get a little extra con going. And we're going to start by going in this hallway, and we have to defeat the Avatar guard captain here to get a key card from him. The Avatar guards here actually have some conversation going on, saying those Wookiees have pushed their way further into the station. It's a good thing that we managed to seal the entrance behind them, so we clean those up. Crews can arrive. We have to make sure no one messes with this terminal, which is the terminal that the captain's standing at. The other guard says, yeah, they will remain trapped further into the station until we have a chance to slaughter them. Unfortunately, you and I are safe. Fortunately, you and I are safe here until we're, hey, what was that? And then it's us. Yeah, so my you know, gameplay here's a little suffering, but I wanted to read that and just, you know, get them all. So as you can see with my medic here, there's not too much threat. There's only one encounter where I wasn't sure how well it would go without my medic here. What you're going to see is I'm going to try and go in the order of operations for this instance. My medic does have an entertainer buff, does have full meds, but it's not really needed. This is not a very difficult instance for people currently out gear. So after defeating that, we sing the open locked doors quest come up. We got the key from the captain. Let's click the security console. That's going to open these doors here. We're going to start by going south, or if you enter the room to the left, and we're going to head this way. You can see that the enemies in here are level 80 elites. That's part of the reason why they're so easy to solo. This isn't going to be the last time you're going to see my medic either for assisting my officer with content. Once we dig into Mustafar more, you're definitely going to see Roko appearing more and more. But some of you will likely recognize Roko for some of the guides that I've made on the YouTube channel. He appeared in Traversing the Galaxy video, the Beastmaster video, as he obviously is my main Beastmaster character. So, throw those out. Feels bad when paint target misses, man. So in this instance, there is an optional side quest you can do to rescue some imprisoned Wookiees and do some locked box containers around the map. And doing those locked containers will give you more rewards, like some weapon skins that I mentioned earlier, but not the hard mode version ones, just some. We're not going to be doing that because the rewards are pretty outdated. There's no really reason to farm the normal mode version unless there's something in here that somebody knows about that I don't, which is possible. I've never really farmed hard avatars. I've never really felt it was needed. And since hard mode's given better versions of basically everything you can get in here, again, I don't really see much point in spending too much time in here. There are some unique items you can loot from here, even on normal, which some of you may recognize as the jellyfish holograms. We might get lucky and loot one of those. They're not particularly rare or valuable, but they're funny. So, you know. A little funny item here and there never hurt. If I was running this without my officer, my medic would likely be out of action by now, but because of the inspiration procs, they're doing all right. So we're going to come in this room, and so in that first room, we just went straight across. We ignored this extra room. Here, we're going to go straight down south, staying to the outside of the station. Now, we're encountering some of the Wookiee freedom fighters that are assaulting the station that have been locked out of some areas. And they are unfortunately hostile to us. But so we are going to have to dispose of them. You could cut straight through the middle. Doesn't really matter which way you go. We're trying to basically get to this giant circle on the west side of the map. If you're using your, if you're looking at my overhead map there. Get a monkey. You can see one of the clear strengths of having a Beastmaster medic rather than just a plain medic for the situation. Your pet can do a little bit of work. Granted, your pet's only going to aggro onto one thing, unless other things start hitting the medic, which are unlikely. I could tab back over and command my pet to attack other things, but they usually die pretty quickly otherwise. So we're not, yeah, so like I said, we're not going to worry about saving the wikis here. If that's something you want to do, there is a walkthrough on that on the Legends wiki on the Avatar platform page. When you're doing hard mode, saving the wikis is something that you need to do because a lot of the best rewards are actually from these locked containers that we're skipping on the normal difficulty. But unfortunately, these normal ones weren't updated to be any better, so we're just not going to worry about them. We're just going to head north right up here, then we see it's getting a little bit more crowded in here, but I'm feeling pretty confident with the medic on me, so we're just going to activate charge. Get a little extra damage in, attack the ones in the middle, keep throwing AoEs on them. Yeah, there we go. You're hitting, you know, you're registering some damage on me. A lot of the enemies in here will switch to melee when you get close, which will give us a little bit of advantage, giving us an opportunity to parry some of their attacks, which is why I have my medic wielding a melee weapon. Your parry stat does not mean anything if you're not also wielding a melee weapon. Let's clear out these Wookiees. Oh, okay. So if we open our journal and look at the quest that we have here, Assault and Avatar, Fall of the Mighty. Our current objective is, since we already got the guard ID cards, the Zisik clan realizes that once it takes over, basically that plot again, we have to defeat Rakakok. Rakakok is through this door. He'll come on the speaker here and say, "So you have come to kill me. You've shown that you are a being without honor, and you will face your end at the tips of my claws. Come then, step into my chamber and prove your worth against me. I hope you prepare to die." So hilariously, he's already taken a room for himself because Rakakok's just got that big of a cock of an ego. And so we're just going to focus him. He's a level 86 boss here. Guess I should. This is probably a good time to... Should have thrown down a rally point ahead of time, activated charge, but it's fine. You can see he's almost defeated. He does summon quite a few enemies, which I would be smart for me to defeat those, but I'm just gonna ignore him. Rakakok has fallen. Let's finish off the Wookiee commandos that have guarded him. He's a fairly easy fight solo, but on hard mode, he has definitely been updated to be a much more difficult fight. So the hard mode version, basically all those Trandoshans we defeated up until this point become bosses. Oh yeah, once we defeat him, we have to click the keypad to get out. And now that we've defeated him, we have to go destroy the Avatar, so we're going to start working towards that. But before I get onto that, on hard mode, he will copy the buffs of a player, so having Purge handy on your medic's really good. He'll also target a player, reset their cooldowns, and that's pretty nasty. He'll also spawn more Wookiees during that fight, including medics, which will heal him. The Avatar guards themselves are all bosses now, and will be very tanky, and like they're basically all over level 90. They're like level 91 or 2 or higher, I believe. The first encounter with the guard in the entry room is a lot different. There's a lot more enemies to defeat there. So it's a quite different instance. I'm not going to go over all the differences right now because, frankly, I probably don't even remember them all. And second, most of them just equate to bigger health bars anyways. I believe Avatar was the first instance of Legends developing a hard mode version of any of the instances, let alone their own heroic instance, I think. Don't quote me on that one. I don't know the full history here. And while the encounters are certainly more difficult, like Rakakok's a good fight. There's a new boss with the doctor who has some beasts that will summon at you. That's a pretty good fight. The station guards themselves can be a little bit of a sponge crew to get through. There have actually been proposals moved on the forums to decrease some of their abilities, as some of these station guards have abilities to evade a lot of attacks, significantly reduce the damage you deal to them, etc. So just something that keeps the instance moving a lot at a good pace rather than you just hitting the brakes, getting hit by like a wall all of a sudden, a wall of health bars. For reference, Avatar hard mode can usually take on average around 35 to 40 minutes for an average group. Coordinated groups can do it in likely less than 20 minutes, or around 20 minutes. Less coordinated groups will push more 45 to an hour territory. Sup, sex mode. Avatar easy mode, yeah. Normal avatar, quote unquote, or story mode avatar, however you want to refer to it, is basically it's become the easy mode. But that's not just because of newer instances being added. It's also because just the way the game combat changed between earlier versions of the game and the current one. And while you can see, yeah, I'm taking some damage here, and I probably bit off more than I can chew, or should be chewing. I'm okay. With my medic behind me. So you can see what I mean by, like, I could likely solo this if I'm more choosy with my targets. But I'm just being impatient, so I brought my medic just to make this go a little bit faster, because we're going to have to come in here twice, one more time after this, and luckily we don't have to defeat Harakakak and blow up the station again. We just have to come in and collect some items and leave. Alright, just making sure my medic's staying behind me, not getting caught on any corners, which is very likely. There are a lot of Wookiees here. I feel like there's more than usual. I feel like there's more NPCs in this one spot than usual, but again, I'm honestly more used to seeing hard mode than I am seeing normal. So I'm going to pull this one back a little bit before throwing out some AoEs. Because I don't want to pull all of those at once, as I did in that last room, and that was a little bit closer than I would have liked. Basically, I'm trying to keep my health above, like, 25%. If it dips below that, then it gets a little dicey. Alright, that's fine. Dude, it feels bad when to decapitate miss. So, quite brave of these Wookiee captives to fight alongside their Avatar platform guard counterparts. Yeah, Avatar platform... I don't want to say it's a confusing space to be in, but there is a learning curve to it, especially if you want to do lockboxes. There's a little bit of... There's notes available in the community, but even then you're like, wait, which lockbox is this, etc., etc. And then making sure you do the cells in the correct order and the correct person's doing the cells. If you're doing this in a group and you try and do the cells, I think the person who activates one objective has to do the rest of them. So you have to be really consistent on who's handling the operations of opening doors in the station and moving around it. That's why typically if you do end up in an Avatar hard mode group, like a spy or light side Jedi or whoever's running the group will be like, all right, I'm touching all the buttons. No one else touch any of the buttons. I'm out of action, so I'm letting some procs get off. Okay. I should probably let my pet tank things a little bit more. So start a fight with one, switch another one. But we ran all the way over here to the north end, is because we have to figure out how to blow up the station. If we come over this technical readout monitor, click that, we'll see the mission update that says you have reviewed the technical readout of the Avatar's destruction sequence, and so now we know the order. So the first step is to disable the magnetic shielding, which we're gonna have to go back to that large silo chamber that we ran through on the way here. Part of the reason I'm very familiar with the destruction sequence of this quest is because I've done Avatar hard mode enough to internalize this to some extent. The containers I usually don't do myself. I've done them like once because the person who formed the group wasn't familiar in how to do them, so I kind of took over. Which I mostly just followed a guide. And so I kind of know how to do that, but I'm not wasting my time on it in normal. All right, so we're gonna cut through this large chamber, head straight across, back from whence we came. I'm using my overhead map to mostly check that my medic's not getting stuck on any of the hallways. When you have a character on /follow, they love just to get stuck in places. And we're going to come back through this room that connected to Hirakakak, and we're going to run down here, and we're going to attack the Wookiee Battle Master. Alright, got through here. But yeah, if you're not forced to learn this yourself, or no one takes the time to slow down and teach you, doing this is actually quite difficult. In my opinion, it's not the most straightforward instance. It's kind of like the Old Republic facility at Mustafar. It's kind of easy to get turned around and the order of operations for that one. Which we will be doing when we get to Mustafar. Can confirm they sure do. Yeah. Okay, so we are in here, and I went the wrong way. Oh, no, that was right. Safety override terminal deactivates the magnetic shielding. Got it. I thought that was good. I thought the safety override terminal was name magnetic shielding. No. Would have been clear if it was, but it's not. I was right. My instinct was correct. Had to go with my gut, not my brain on that one. But either way, we have to remove the power fluctuation safety, which is now we go back to that center chamber again. And we see the power fluctuation safety is right here. Part of the reason I remember how to do this from doing it on hard mode is because if you're doing the Destruction of Avatar quest on hard mode, there are a lot of terminals that you are required to click to complete it. These are some of them. For example, that safety override terminal, only one person needs to click it. Usually it's a Jedi runs in or a spy runs in, clicks it, and then cloaks. But the rest of these, so the power fluctuation, the power limiter, everyone has to click. The technical readout terminal that we originally clicked, everyone has to click. The next one, I believe only one person would need to click. Yeah, overload the power core. So we have to go back to the technical readout room that we were in and go up the staircase behind it. So we're going to head back that way. You'll notice that I'm not using scatter and charge a lot to move around in here. That is because I don't want my medic getting caught on corners, and increasing my base movement speed would definitely do that. Most likely. So we're just going to take a nice little stroll. Right through here. So again, if you're doing this on hard mode, only one person needs to do this. The person who does this, I believe, is usually the one who's clicking the other stuff. So again, a Jedi or a spy, the rest of the group would go back to where that Hirakakak, the mighty connecting room is, as you'll see that a room connects off of it, and that's the Avatar platform main room that I'm circling with my cursor. So that's where we're going to be going next after overloading the power core. I'm surprised I didn't AoE that guard, but okay. What's up, OG Badfish? I am playing an officer. An officer in a melee build. Alright, so we already hit the core monitoring station. If we click that, we've now overloaded the power core. You can kind of see it spark and fizzle there. You get a warning. Core safety measures if most detected are not detected. Core power limits exceeded by 50%. So now we have to get the self-destruct code from the station master. So we're going to head back that way. And you can see that some NPC respawned specifically. Oh, guard captain respawned here? Not sure why. Maybe the guard captains have a shorter cooldown. Oh yeah, some of them are starting to respawn in behind us, but not all of them. Or maybe hitting the core spawned some? Well, this guard is fighting this commando. Which, by the way, I believe all those Wookiee resistance fighters were supposed to be fighting the Avatar guards, but for some reason when you load in, they just don't. But when they respawn, apparently they will. So we're just going to ignore them and let them fight each other. So moving back through the room, the big central chamber, we're going back across towards if we're going back to Hirakakak again. What's up, Adavad? It's the Civilian Protection Guild day today. I know you've been looking forward to some space. Who's been looking forward to more space? And hopefully not a 27-minute escort quest. Alright, so we're back in that connecting room that We had Harakakak over here. To the west, to the south, we had the safety override. But now we're going to go north through this door. Let's take out the Wookiee commandos who are standing in the hall. I know, you should try it out. I heard it's okay. I heard it's really good if you like casino gameplay. Defeating a couple guards that I pulled with some AoEs because I was like, I'm not taking these guys down one at a time. By the way, we haven't gotten any other like story building stuff since Harakakak. The guards haven't been spitting anything out. That's interesting. FYI. Let my action regenerate a little bit here. Maybe we'll get a lucky proc off Drill Master. I could have a droid out right now, by the way, but it feels gratuitous. All right, so we're going to run in here, make sure everyone gets in. And then there is the Black Watch commander. We're going to attack him, let our pet deal with him, and we're going to attack everything else. Forgot that I should pop buffs and rally point. The commander's already dead, which gave us the self-destruct code. But let's finish what we started here. Apparently the Scale Lord was just out of the range of my AoEs. He just doesn't care that I'm slaughtering all of his allies here. Alright, so we have to activate the self-destruct sequence, which if you open your journal and go to the quest here, you need to find out what the password is. They don't tell you what it is, though, but that's okay. Because you can just click use keycard. Which doesn't do anything. And slicing doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, the code's put into your spatial chat, that's right. We have to do it. What's the password? 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. That's something an asshole will put on their briefcase. All right, there you go. We got the Avatar's Bane badge, and we completed the self-destruct sequence. We gotta go back to Hyssik. Also, the station's exploding, so let's get out of here. You can hear the klaxon alarms wailing. We gotta go. So to go back, we're just gonna go back to this main chamber. And yes, there's explosions going on. Whoa! It's like we're actually blowing it up or something. Again, nice attention to detail and set dressing here. Not just you activate self-destruct and then nothing happens. Oh no, my medic got stuck. Oh, also the explosions do damage. So my pet died. That's okay. We don't need him anymore. Get to the chopper. Probably would have been faster to go south, but you know what? We're gonna go this way. Oh yeah, dump your helo command before you pull everything, my guy. We're just gonna ignore the enemies. Because we have some urgency here. The space station is gonna destruct it at any moment. Which, if you do stay on the space station long enough, it does actually explode and kick you off. But it just boots you back down to Kachiro, like the instance was closing. I don't think it sends you to the cloner. To be honest, I don't remember. It's been a bit since I let myself explode. Oh no, this guard's trying to stop us. Oh no. I think if you just leave, they'll just stop attacking you. I don't think they'll follow you beyond this. Yeah, they'll just stop. So if you run right about here, you can go up to the Starship Terminal. Like I said, just hover over it, open the radio menu with the tilde key, and do eject to Kachiro. You really eject? Yes. And I gotta do it on my medic as well. Alright, I'm gonna teach you all a cool strategy that people use when running hard mode. Avatar. If I can actually eject to Kachiro properly. Okay, so when you're in a group, and two people are close by, you can make a group pickup point using the command /GPP. Never mind, I lied. Don't do that one. Right click and click create group pickup point if you're the leader or an officer. So we have this that's going to last 2 minutes. Hopefully that's long enough. But typically what people do is they'll right-click, do that, create a group pickup point, drive out to his Sisic, pick up the hard mode repeatable quest, or in this case, we're going to turn this one in. And then you can use the group pickup point to travel back to the starport. Granted, you only have 2 minutes, and I'm going to read the plot, so I might not have enough time to do that. But if you're trying to A to B fast when it comes to going to Sisic and back, this is usually what people do. You can also curate a group pickup point anywhere in the Kachiro area, and it will just take you back to the starport anyways, because there's no other place to land. Unless there's a camp with a shuttle beacon, and you select to travel to camp, then you'll go to that. But, yeah, we can make a group pickup point here. There's no rush to make it at the start. I'm just not bringing my medic with me. That probably would have been smart to do, but I didn't think about it till just now, so oh well. Back with his Sisic blood scale, though. Oh, that was nicely done. You have the spirit of a Zisic. Excellent. You have brought me the ID cards. These will be quite useful. Your part in this matter has come to a close. From here on out, we will fight our own battles. Well, mostly anyways. I did what I could. Turns it in. He says, hey, that you did. The Zisic are not a poor clan. We always reward those who serve us. Safe journey to off-world. 25,000 credits. Have you speak with his Zisic again? So I have a more challenging task for you. Are you interested in hard mode? Yes, I'm looking for more challenging tasks. And we have Assault on Avatar hard mode. We're not going to do that now. But let's use that GPP to go back to the starport for a shortcut. Yeehaw, gamers. Which, when you pick up the hard mode quest, he says, very well, do us a favor and kill that bothersome Wookiee, Harakakok. Finally, you're to activate the station self-destruct and get off the platform. Looking at the items that we looted the Slave Brazier, which is just a piece of junk, I guess, or decorative if you want to use that. We got a pair of pants that's not very good, some green stuff. Here is a Hail Sweeper. Carbine, we could recraft it, but it's not unique skin. Let's see what we got here. And then we got the Trandoshan Scale of Honor for destroying for the Avatar run. Not sure if I want to be honored by slavers, but you do get that. Bio links immediately. And finally, we get the Income Trandoshan Special, which you get after every hard mode go. Let me disband group. I'm going to invite this person to the group. This player just messaged me and asked if I can help them with the Wiratu Arena quest. So I guess we'll do that. I don't know who this is, by the way. They just whispered me while I was standing there. So short intermission to go defeat Wiratu again. I'm the wholesome SWG helper. Wholesome, I don't know. Helper, sure. You know what? I didn't have my officer buffs running during the entire Avatar. It was so easy, I didn't even need focus fire and tactics. Can I time this? And now we wait. I wonder if this player is going to slay a Wiratu or spare. This is the bounty hunter, by the way. Oh. I don't have the timer up. This person is a first-time Star Wars Galaxy player, and they started on Bounty Hunter. Wow. At least I have the opportunity to take a better look around Wiratu's Arena. Shrug. We only have Wiratu left, though, so we're almost done here. Despite them being new, they know how to send tells and use group chat, so that's good. I probably wouldn't have noticed them saying anything if they didn't whisper me. Do I want to add these to my thing? Nah. I just tried a programming joke. I don't know if that's going to land. I'm not even a programmer, but I have a dumb brain. Aha! They get it. Yeah! I'm so glad I looked up the differences between killing and sparing. So for those who don't know, I said on stream there was a difference for killing Wiratu. There is. So if you kill him, you have to do the quests to finish the badge. And that's technically the evil option. Sparing him, you keep doing the Karatamba. We're going to exit the arena, and then we're going to head back to the other thing. Somebody wanted the 90 playthrough. It was really good, and the editing is super. Glad you find it as well. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad the editing, people liked the editing. I've been trying to trim the fat a little bit, as some people have mentioned. It's a little bit more to the point. Some people do appreciate the live experience, though, and they've been watching the VODs on Twitch, which stay up for like 2 weeks or something. We're just going to stone out of here. And I'm glad that people have the option of watching either. All right, let's go do the Avatar run now. A little sidetracked there, but I like helping players, especially players who are like looking for help with questing or getting through stuff. So I don't mind. It's crazy that I've helped 2 separate people with the Wiratu Arena within a week of doing it myself. That's a very rare and specific set of scenario to be in. But either way, after you finish the Assault on Avatar normal, you cannot actually access Avatar hard mode, as I mentioned, because Miriam here is the one who teleports you. But as you can see, I don't have a hard mode option because we have to do Avatar Run, the story version, and we're just going to blitz that, which is why I logged my medic out. So we talked to Miriam. She says, Bum, such a pleasure to see you again. I have another job if you were interested. That client of mine was so happy with the last shipment that they want more. Same deal as before. Go up to the Avatar, collect the 5 substances, come back to me simple, which I've never done the quest for, so I don't know what the hell this is, but okay, let's do this again, story mode. Are you really sure you want to do the normal Avatar platform again? You will have to complete the mission successfully before you can accept any other tasks. This basically means if you accidentally pick story mode, you have to go do story mode before you can do in hard mode. But we're going to say, yes, I want to do the mission, story mode. Good, I will send you the details in your journal. Come back and see me when you have everything ready. So, we actually have to launch back up into space. If we had hard mode unlocked and clicked hard mode there, it would teleport us directly into the hard mode instance and start the instance lockout timer. So, if you are going to do hard mode with a group, make sure that you have all 8 players buffed, ready, and at Miriam before you click hard mode. Else, you're going to start the timer, which 2 hours, again, for a less coordinated group, that's a tight timer to meet. But we're going to space back up, hyperspace to Avatar platform. And while that goes on, let's run my overloads again. Not that they're very necessary here, but, you know, having a little bit higher engine speed isn't something that I'm going to say no to. So as we approach the platform again, the station is going to hail us over the comms. So let's slam on the brakes here. Don't run into it. It says, breaking up station badly damaged. Warning, high levels of, can you read me? And then clicking that lets us land. That's a nice little attention to detail. Technically, we've already destroyed the station, but... Oh, cool, the lighting bug. That's great. I'm glad I get to show you all this one. This happens sometimes when you land here, by the way. I think it's because of if you come back after the destruct sequence. Oh, shoot. This way. To be fair, this is probably what's more accurate to being in space. Wrong way. This way. I'm trying to like buff and run through a pitch black space hallway at the same time. Not really a smart thing to do. Let me in. Okay, cool. It's fixed once you're inside. So you see all the enemies. So this is Avatar Run. It has a wiki page called Avatar Run. You just see us add a bunch of waypoints. I remember where these things are, but I'm putting the waypoints up so I can make sure you can clearly see where I'm going and bring it up on the overhead map and show you where they are. But first things first, we got to repeat some steps. So I'm going to activate charge. I'm going to run around the center, run over to the guard captain, and I'm just going to blitz him because we do need that key again. All right. I think we do at least. Didn't update. Or did we? No. Maybe we didn't need to do that. Well, whatever. He died anyways. So now we're going to start by going the same pathway as last time. You could do these in either order, but basically we're collecting 5 items of contraband, we'll call them. And we're going to start by going down here. We're going to get 2 immediately from the medical bay that we did not enter. I didn't click the console. Crap. Go back. Don't forget to click the console. Okay, so you do need to defeat him and click the console. I just forgot because of quest and update. Oh, Star Wars Galaxies. I love your silly bullshit. Click. There we go. Doors locked and disengaged. Alright, now running all the way back. This is why I put Akaragam on as my food instead of refreshing Breath of Heaven, so you get a little bit more movement speed. You can see these guys are pretty reluctant to fight. So you might be asking yourself, Burrito, could you just run by these guys the first time and done the objectives for destroying it? Yes, I could have, but I actually wanted to show fighting through it to demonstrate the general difficulty of some of the rooms, etc., etc. So we're in here. We're going to click Warm Storage. It's going to give us a vial of smoke. Going to click Cold Storage. Got us unmarked bottles, and now we're going to leave and start heading towards... if we were going to go fight Herwakakak, which we are not. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to run up past these fools. We're just going to ignore anybody that attacks us. And we're going to continue towards the jail cells, which is an area I skipped because we didn't do the side quest. But in here, you can see a foot locker. I guess I get some nice mysterious powder spread across some fresh sneakers. And then I'm going to go up this way and through that large center chamber again where the station's core is on display. Very Star Wars-y to have your core exposed. Exposed to everybody. And then we're going to come up through here on the exiting the east side, going up north. You can see that the next objective is Locker SR-71. Come right around here, click it. Then we're going to go into the room right next to it as we got an unlabeled sack out of there. And there's a storage case in here. We're going to click that. Getting the last item, which is a tube of tar. And now we're going to run by everybody back to the exit and see if I can find the Starship terminal in the pitch blackness of space. I'm very much looking forward to potentially suffocating. No, you don't take any damage outside. It's just... It really is like I'm just walking the void of space when that lighting thing happens. Oh, yep. That's a little intimidating. There's a Starship terminal. I'm going to click on it so I don't lose sight of it. I'm going to run up, radar it, eject Kushiro, because we just have to return to Valmont now. Yeah, we don't have to blow the station up again. We don't need to fight Herwakakak again. That's it. Just takes a couple of minutes. And then we're going to run back over to Miriam Valmont, because she's not too far. And then she's going to go, well, look who's back. Nice to see you again, Vum. Did you manage to get all this stuff? Yep. Tell me, what's this stuff for? I have the rule of when dealing with my customers, don't ask too many questions. I don't know. I don't want to know. Here's your cut. See you around. She gives us 10,000 credits. And if you talk to her again, now we have the option. I am looking for something more challenging. Do you have any other tasks for me? Which is Avatar Hard Mode. We're not doing that, though. So that is the Avatar platform finish. We got the access to it last time. And now we actually did the instance and finished it today. And if we go to our badges and scroll down, you can see that we have the Avatar Bane over here. And there is a badge that was added for hard mode. That's just called Avatar Platform Hard Mode. All right, so now we're gonna do Civilian Protections Guild. Yay! We're gonna launch up into my crate. So we're gonna turn around and speak to the Kashyyyk platform. I recommend this for ace pilots, or if you're not an ace pilot, maybe bring a friend and be at least tier 4. So pretty close to them. But we're gonna open up comms with it, and we're gonna hail Kashyyyk Station, and we're gonna say, "What's going on around here?" The usual mercenary mischief. We have received yet another distress call from a damaged freighter coming through the asteroid field. You want to be a hero? There's a few credits for you, which you can land, get repairs. What sort of credits are we talking about? Yes, I will help. Good. Distress call. The distress call is an automated signal. It's coming from the other side of the asteroid belt. The pilot is a droid. I think something or someone damaged the droid's navigation system. I can leave the droid pilot back here. The droid pilot needs your help. Escort him to the station so that we can tune his navigation system and get him on the way, which it looks like a few dialogues are overlapping here. Because before that she said good. Oh no, she just said the same thing twice. Yay, space. Alright, we are at the rendezvous point. Let's find the droid pilot. Kashyyyk Station says the droid freighter should be nearby. Escort him to the Kashyyyk space station. Will do. Luckily, Kashyyyk space station is not too far away. Guidance systems malfunctioning. Switching to close target escort system. Okay, protocol droid. This ship is much faster than the ships yesterday, so I appreciate it already. It's the normal like 500 engine speed cap. So the Civilians Protection Guild is the last thing that I plan to do on Kashyyyk. I know that I have likely missed a few quests, like that one NPC in the Material Caverns I couldn't find, and the Imperial only ones, and I'm sure there's some others that I'm missing, but I think I want to, I think I'm ready to leave Kashyyyk. I think I've done most of the major stuff. If there's a quest on Kashyyyk that I missed during this series, feel free to let me know, either during a stream, in my Discord, or if you're watching on YouTube in the comments. I'd appreciate it, because it might be a quest that I just long forgot about, or maybe I've just never done before. So I always appreciate being told that kind of stuff. By the way, here are some ships coming. They are tier 2 Godel bandits. The goats are back. Oh, there's a tier 3 too. This is the ace though, flying a dune lizard. Let's take this lizard out. And we'll take out the 6 next. Droid Fighter said, the Droid Freighter has made it. Thanks for your help. Let me know if you like help. If you'd like to help out some more. That's the Kashyyyk Station talking to us. The droid just says successful escort, which is sure. I'll take it. So let's talk to the Kashyyyk Space Station again. She says, hey, great job protecting that droid pilot. I thought he would be destroyed for sure. Listen, sorry if we got off on the wrong foot earlier. My name is Ryan Rye. I am a representative of the Civilian Protection Guild and commander of the space station. Nice to meet. Can I land? That's nice. Can I repair my ship? How about, what's the Civilian Protection Guild? It's a group of merchants and civilian interests that try to protect one another in lawless regions of space like Kashyyyk. CPG offers limited contracts to honest pilots such as yourself. Anything CPG needs done right now. Well, yeah. We just received a distress call from another transport. This one also seems to have run afoul of the Godel bandits. Most people know to avoid Godel base, but not every time, obviously. Do you want to investigate? You got it. That civilian transport needs your help, Vom. Guide them to the station and keep them out of harm's way. She also says, excellent. Good luck, my friend. And then she also comes over the comm and says, I've got the location of the civilian distress call. Fly to this waypoint and rescue them. I also like earlier when we were helping that plane with the Wiratu arena. That they're like, what's the difference between killing him and saving him? I'm like, well, you keep questing for the Karatamba if you spare him, and then if you slay Wiratu, you have to quest for the outcast. Like, what's the difference between you two? I'm like, outcast is evil and they live in the spider cave. Karatamba are technically good and they're right there. And he's like, all right. And the player was like, I don't want to have to go back in that cave every time, so I'm just gonna spare him. I'm like, very practical of you. I too don't want to have to run back to the spider cave every time I finish a quest. All right, we are at the civilian transport location. Should be nearby, or we're waiting for it to appear, and then we'll escort it back to the space station. A little bit further out this time. So we might get more than one ambush that we have to deal with. The transport says Gold Bands jumped us just outside the system. Now our computer is fried. Can you help us get out of here? Yes. I'm also kind of glad that narratively I'm done helping the slavers. It was kind of a bummer drummer to be like, yeah, I'll help all the slavers. Like, that's a damaged civilian transport is the name of it, but all of its vitals are really good. So, I'm glad it's not too damaged. It's not damaged where it matters in terms of space. It's narratively damaged. Okay, we got Godels again, tier 2, tier 3, tier 2. Let's take out the ace again. Again, we're kind of, we're punching below the belt, or we're not punching in the same weight class. That sounds better. We're not sucker punching these guys. We're just a little bit over equipped for them, is what I would like to say. If we finish the Civilians Protection Guild early, which, to be honest, Avatar took a lot less time than I thought it was. We finished the first one in under 30 minutes, and the second run, where I just blitzed it, was just a couple of minutes. Honestly, half the time we were in there, it was mostly just me getting stuck or forgetting to open a door. So that was pretty good. I don't believe the Civilian Protection Guild is too long. I looked at the wiki page before the stream started to refresh my memory a little bit on it. But space quests always look shorter on paper. So we'll see. Hopefully we don't get another quadruple convoy escort where they're going slow as dirt across. I don't know. I felt like they flew at least 20,000 meters at 179 engine speed, which is pretty miserable. There's a second wave of Godels. The funny part is the Godels here spawn right at the space station at this point, which now they're trying to attack other ships and not the primary target. Oh, speaking of which, we finished our escort and the hostile Godels just evaporated. So cool. Well, let's go back to the space station here, bring about comms. She says, nice to see you again, Vum. Good work dusting those Godel bandits. The CPG is impressed, and honestly, so am I. Is there anything the CPG needs done today? Absolutely. Our service commander, I'm just gonna say Emma. I think this is Emma with a Y. Has requested a meeting with you to discuss a threat we have received. Will you agree to meet with him? Yes. Land. All right, so we're gonna run over here into the Kachiro village. And we're gonna go over to this hut where you've likely seen Emma before as I've been here. And we're gonna speak with him. Nice now, Tolan. Greetings, my friend. Are you that valiant Vum Valima? Wow, I didn't even plan on like the V alliteration with the valiant in front of it, but that's really funny. That Ryan has told me so much about. Yes, you wanted to speak with me? The Civilian Protection Guild, I don't know, so they're CPG, but often they don't capitalize the G in guild. Whatever. Needs your assistance. A group called the Grag Mercenary Clan, which you might recognize that name from some NPCs we've defeated prior in our questing experience, has declared open war on the civilian traffic in Kashyyyk space. They have threatened to destroy any and all traffic they find in the system until their demands are met. What are their demands? That's unclear. I know that they have had dealings with both the Trandoshan Slaver, capital S, organization and a handful of rebel outlaws. Whatever they want, they're not making it obvious to anyone. Why target civilians? That's the question, isn't it? I believe it's a simple question of strength. The Grag are not very powerful and cannot take on the Trandoshan slavers to get their revenge. Instead, they must prey on defenseless civilians. I will help. Fantastic. We need to get to work right away. A civilian distress signal has been detected deep in the Tien Nebula. Fly there and rescue our friends. See you soon. Farewell. I like how jolly that departure was, considering the urgency and severity of the current situation. You know what I mean? Feels a little totally dissonant. but that's okay. We'll just say Emma's overworked. No, I don't want to fly my YT. The YTs are great ships, but they don't have front-mounted weapons. So flying them without an active gunner would be kind of a pain in the butt. We're out here. Ryan has messaged us. I guess they're coordinating us for this mission. Ryan says, fly to the TN Nebula. A weak distress signal is coming from there. I am waiting for a waypoint. Ryan says, I have a location for the civilian transport. Fly there, dock with the starship, and jumpstart the repair system. It's 5,000 meters away. Okay, that's not too bad. Civilian transport's a tier 2 Gallifrey medium transport. Name the Trient 3. Here we are. So we're going to dock with them. Ryan says, perfect. As soon as you're docked, the civilian transport will start drawing power from your ship. And the transport says, weapon capacity... wait. We need power to restart our repair system. We'll take it from your ship when you dock with us. Sorry, I started reading my overloads. Thanks. Our repair system is fully charged. All right. Ryan says, okay, the transport has drawn enough power to get underway. That ship's name is Fear and Futility. They're part of the Void Wing. Fear and Futility. F and F. Alright, so of course this has turned into an escort mission, which it looks like there is a Grag mercenary right here. Not a quest NPC, but close to where we are, and they're getting a little spicy already, so... let's ice these suckers. Very intense. I know I said you should be an ace for this, or at least tier 4 or higher with a friend, and I know you're like, but it's been tier 2s and 3s. Trust me, by the end, things will be kicked up a notch. You just gotta bear with me here. Ryan says, thanks, our repair systems are coming back online. And this shuttle says, fantastic, civilians are safely on their way to their final destination, good job. I feel like those lines were mixed. Ryan talked as if they were the shuttle, while the shuttle talked as if they were Ryan. I think they mixed that up when they were writing this quest. Either way, we're done, and the mission, again, conveniently ends next to the space station. Let's go land, I believe, and talk to Emma, which Ryan says looks like those Grag mercenaries mean business. Good job putting them into place. You ask her what's next. Well, she says, well, I don't think they're ready to give up just yet. We're hearing all sorts of noise coming from the TN Nebula. I wonder if another transport company is interested in saving the day, and you bet. Good luck. I think I have to go. I thought I had to go. No, the Grag strike again. I do remember reading this quest on the wiki, so it is speak with her and then go do something. All right, never mind. Thought I had to go talk with Emma. Ryan says the destruction is coming in from deep within the 10 Nebula. You better hurry. Ryan says they've located the ships again. Go jump start them. Oh, I like how for this quest, I didn't realize their systems actually show as damage, so their stats narratively line up what's going on this time. Interesting that attention to detail wasn't paid for the first one, but was for the subsequent ones. These are the same lines from the comm and from Ryan, so I'm going to spare you reading them again. Maybe in 20 years. Yeah, and Star Citizen will be done in another, like, 80. Oh, yeah, here we go, everybody. We finished the Grag strike again. 2,260 credits. Pennies. Let's talk to Ryan again at the space station. The Kashyyyk system, state your business. How's it going, Ryan? Hey there, Vum. I just got another message from Emma on Kashyyyk, who would like to meet with you again. What do you say? Sounds good. Excellent. I look forward to hearing from you when you get back. See you later. Then we land. Okay. Let's run over Emma, speak with Emma again. We are getting mail, in-game mail, after we complete a lot of these quests, like a lot of space quests do. I'll read them all later. They're not very substantial. It's usually more of the reward enclosed stuff. But here's Emma. How are you doing, Vum Valimo? Doing well, I hope. I believe you have more information about the Grag mercenary clan? Yes. What can you tell me of their tactical situation here in the Kashyyyk system? I can either say the Grag Mercenaries are numerous and powerful, or their numbers are thin. They are no threat to us. I want to go with the first one, because why not? This is indeed bad news, Von Valimo. We will need to be especially careful to protect civilian parties. Given your track record, I suspect you are the best entity for the job. I will give Ryan Rye security authorization to provide you with transport protection contracts at your discretion. Those are repeatable, I believe. I don't think they're part of the main quest. Thank you, Emma. You're most welcome. We spoke with Emma again. It's good to see you. Would you believe it? We have been contacted by a high-ranking Grag mercenary. He wishes to escape the criminal life and join the monks on Tatooine. Isn't that wonderful? That is not true. Even my character's like, if you say so. Yes. Now, I want to help you make an escape. You need to escort his shuttle to the Kashyyyk space station and protect him from any Grag mercenaries that would attack him. In exchange for this, he will provide us with valuable tactical information, hopefully enough to limit them entirely. He'll be dead before he takes off. He is constructing a ruse by which he leaves the station to secure several crates of Corellian brandy on order at the Kashyyyk space station. It's something he does quite often, so they might let him slip through unscathed. Okay then. Good luck. Yeah, I don't know about this one, Emma. It sounds like a trap. Alright, so we're back in space. Gotta run our overloads. Holy shit, I just got ambushed immediately. But they're being very polite and letting me run my overloads. Let me read everything that came up. It says, escorted Grag Trader, and Titan Nebula. Ambush, ace fighters from the Grag Mercenary clan are coming to destroy you. Okay. And we have to defeat them. Alright, I think I got all the overloads. This isn't even the one I have to defeat, but I'll destroy you anyways. These aces are... looks like they're tier 3s. I keep overestimating... Oh. They're running scared. I just destroyed one of them and survived for like 60 seconds. I wasn't even moving half the time. Man, they wussies. Okay, well, I guess we have to go to the escort rendezvous still, question mark? Yeah, we still gotta escort the Grag. This still feels like a trap, but whatever. Emma says, the Grag contact has your location. He will be here in seconds. Uh-huh. I'm sure he won't try and kill me. Get me out of here safe and you'll get the information you want. Ah, maybe it is real. The ship's name is Grag Trader. Well, we'll find out. Well, clearly the Grag knew something was going on because they had the wherewithal to ambush us as soon as we loaded into space. So, we'll see where this goes. 2,500 meters to the space station. Yeehaw. I like how all these quests are escorting ships like out of the system, but it still escorts them back to the space station first. Oh, fighters. Tier 3, Tier 3. Are the grads all Aquilish? Nope. I guess the trader actually did want to go. MES is good with Red Contact on his way to the monastery. And we got the info we needed. Okay. Ryan, anything going on? Since Emma gave the go-ahead, I'm clear to offer transport protection contracts to you whenever you need. Sounds good. Is there anything else to do? Is there anything else to do? Why don't you check in with Emma again? I know he's been hard at work pulling in favors from civilian contracts all over the Kashyyyk system. He may have uncovered more information about the Grag mercenaries. I'll go there now. Land. Back with Emma. Ah, I have something for you, Vum. What is it? It's a Nova Breaker 792-W Starship booster. Received it as a gift from the Grag that you safely escorted out of the system. I feel that you should have it. Thanks. I'm going to sell this to the Chast dealer. Don't mention it. Try it out if you wish. Come back and let me know when you're available again. Now here I'm back. Well, hello there, Vum. I have some tremendously good news. The ex-mercenary that you escorted out of Kashyyyk space has provided us with a detailed tactical information about the Grag mercenary clan. What sort of information? The Grag are trying to secure a battery of heavy weapons, station killers, if you will. It would appear that they have plans to destroy a rebel outpost somewhere here in Kashyyyk. Do you know this place? You know, I do have the rebel insignia on me. I got the phoenix there, so I'll just say, why would they do that? It would make sense that I would know it's here, right? They have been doing extensive research on you, my friend. They know that you are a rebel pilot. They believe you are acting on our behalf of the Alliance to disrupt their activities now that they want revenge. I'm technically a Corsac pilot, but my ground status is rebellion, so maybe that's why they're identifying rebel. So what do? We must prevent the Grag from acquiring these weapons. They have made contact with a weapons dealer named Thado Shah from Corellia. You may have heard of him. No? If I have, I don't remember. He was a supplier for the rebellion until they discovered him to be a prolific slave trader. How do we stop them? According to our friend, the ex-Grag, Thado Shah, will be escorted through the system sometime today. I suggest you intercept his starship and destroy it. Then the mercenaries will need to find some other way to ruin the Kashyyyk system. What do you say? I'm ready. Excellent. Good luck to you, Vum. Alright, let's go intercept and destroy a weapons dealer. Yeah, crafted boosters are always better than moody boosters. Oh, hey, there's the mount that you get from Avatar Hard Mode, potentially. Told you it looked like a big dumpster. It's the Ram 1511 transport. Apparently it's a military transfer, but it still just looks like a dump truck to me, which is why I looted one and I sold it. But either way, back in space. Emma says, head out past the Tin Nebula, intercept the arms dealer. I'm just going to wait for the waypoint. Emma says, scan positive. The arms dealer's arrived. Neutralize the target with extreme prejudice. Okay. There's Thado Shah, weapons dealer, tier 3. What is he? You got a tier 4 escorting you and some tier... Maybe a couple tier 4s? Yeah. A couple tier 4s and some tier 3s. See? I told you, the encounters are getting a little bit more difficult, right? Unfortunately, the target of interest itself is a fairly squishy target, so we're just gonna ignore the escort and... Emma says, excellent work. It'll be a long time for the Grag mercenaries can entice another weapon dealer to aid their ruthless cause. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart there. You don't even need to destroy the rest of the escort. I was just sitting to make sure that there wasn't anything else I had to do here. I mean, I'll clean up my mess. Alright, back at the Kashyyyk space station. How's it going, Ryan? Is there anything else to do? Go check in with Emma again. Okay. Eventually, we're going to be handed back off to Ryan. But for now, it looks like we're still talking to Ryan. We're still talking to Emma. What did I say? Whatever. Emma says, good to see you again, Vum. It's been quite an interesting time, has it not? Is there anything else you need me to do? I have been contacted by your superiors at the Rebel Outpost. Again, I'm not a Rebel pilot. Do you know what I mean? They have heard of your exploits and would like to offer you more missions. I don't know what you mean. Of course you don't. Okay. So, there are 3 paths here. There's Rebel pilot, Imperial pilot, freelance pilot. Obviously, I'm not an Imperial pilot in any source of the word, so I don't know if I can do... I don't think I could do the Imperial portion. Technically, what I'm supposed to go do is the portion from the Civilian Protection Guild, which is the Kashyyyk space station. But I believe I can double dip on this. I think if I do the Rebel one first... I could do the Imperial one, or I could do the neutral one second, and I can get both the rewards. So I'm going to go try and do the Rebel one and see how that goes. And then I'll try and do the civilian one. I know this mission has been changed on Legends to where if you were to change piloting factions, you can actually do all 3. Our outpost is 15,000 meters away. I don't know what hyperpoint is closest. So I think the Rebel Outpost is going to wave me off if I'm not a combatant in space, which I can flag up to be a helper since I'm neutral. But let's just try to talk to them without it, see how it goes. Let's see. Okay, so here's the rebel outpost. Let's fly up. If I hail them on the comm, they say, "Oh, nice to finally meet you, Vum. We've been hearing a lot about your exploits. Seems you've single-handedly brought down a Grag mercenary plot to destroy this station. Excellent work. I have something else for you to do. If you're interested." Sure, I'm interested. Good. We've been trying to get several transports out of this area for the operations in the classified regions of deep space. I need you to escort one of these transports and report back when you are done. What are they carrying? Awards, personal effects, decorations, handwritten messages to the troops. Nothing too special, but the Grag have been pounding the transports since they know most of our fighter screen is deployed to other areas. Roger that. Good luck. Okay, let's go help them out. I'm always down to help the rebel cause. You know it. If they need somebody to war crime, I'm their officer. The outpost says, "Wait here for the transport pilot." The RB. Transport says, "I need to get this cargo to the rebel outpost as soon as possible." Well, it's not that far away, so hopefully you're not going to path in a obtuse manner. I mean, you're not flying directly at it, so it looks like it's going to be one of those escort missions. Hostiles incoming. So we got tier 3s, tier 2, tier 4. Wow, a nice little rainbow there of tiers. That one flew right at me, so I was like, why don't I just take him out? You cannot defeat me. Arg! That is true. You did get arged. Wow, they have a bomber. That makes sense. Tier 5. The convoy killer. What a name. Well, he's dust. He said I had to do better than that. I'm like, I'm not sure how much better I can do than blasting you out of the sky immediately. I guess blasting you before you ever load in. There's some more. Let's take out the convoy killer first. That's the highest risk here. Some rebel ships are backing us up here. There's some Z-95 headhunters. I like the color of their blasters. They were very blue. Wow, these waves spawn in pretty quickly. If you're rocking a ship loadout that's not up to par, I could see getting overwhelmed doing this. Oh, but it's done. For the Alliance, and he hypers out of here. Arpo says, "Success. Transport has reached its destination." Okay. Let's go back to the outpost and see what's next. The Alliance thanks you, my friend. In payment, I would like to award you with this Alliance symbol hologram. Thanks. You deserve it. Well, hell there, Vum. Is there anything we can do for you today? I would like a mission. Escort. Never mind. I think you have to click I'm looking for a challenge. Well, you've come to the right place. I just got word from the Alliance Command that one of our Corvette starships have been stolen. We need it back, of course. Are you ready to help? Stolen? How did that happen? Apparently, due to constant Imperial attacks, we have been unable to provide adequate payment to contractors working at a secret rebel shipyard. One of the engineers has turned traitor. And this engineer is planning to sell the Corellian Corvette to the Grag mercenary clan. Fortunately, the remaining engineers on board the vessel are loyal to the Alliance and will retake the bridge if you can disable the starship. Let's go. Excellent. I'll upload the mission package right now. Adamad, you know the exact one I needed to click. Alright, let's go disable that Corvette. We have detected the Corellian Corvette and its Grag mercenary escorts coming out of hyperspace. Now, some of you may be saying that, Burrito, the last time you fought a Corvette, that was kind of serious business, and you were in a little bit heavier of a ship there. You were flying a Lambda, and I'll tell you that this Corvette is like pilot's first Corvette. The Escort is not nearly as strong, and neither is the Corvette. It's definitely the warm-up to the Ace pilot mission, but we're kind of doing it in a reverse order here, so we should be fine. We're just waiting for that Corvette to show up. Unless it's not gonna... There it is. Corvette and his Grag escorts are in the system. Engage and disable the Corvette so our friends can retake it. Okay, that's far away. This is a trainer of Corvette? Yeah, I'd agree, Adavat. This is like the trainer vet. You have to take it out the same way that you would the Ace. I think there's fewer subcomponents to blow up. I know it's definitely weaker, but it's still the same overall strategy. Disable the bottom turret, and then target the individual components with starting with the shields, and you have to shoot that specific part. Missiles can help expedite the process, but I will, again, tackle this Corvette in the same manner that I tackled the Ace one, which is first dealing with the convoy. And then I will disable the turret, and then go in order. If you're out here in a big, heavy PLB with some friends, you can definitely face tank everything here. The Ace Corvette in the Kessel system, not as face tankable, but again, I want to demonstrate how you generally would do this. I don't want to set too unreasonable of an expectation, even though I leveled to 90 and full 35s. But you know, whatever, man. All right, so the convoy's pretty small. Looks like we got 4 ships to deal with. Tier 5 again being the worst. So generally, if you want to be safe, you hit the convoy and then you run, which looks like we are taking, you know, pretty good shield damage from that vet, so we'll play it safe and we'll fall back a little bit. Lure that convoy out. I'm probably going to lose my patience, though, because their ships are so damn slow. No, you know what? You know, they caught up. I didn't fly too far out, which probably helped. Alright, now that the escort's dead, let's go after the Valiant 9. Let's target weapon 5. That's the belly gun. And you can tell because it's the only thing shooting at us right now. So let's just tickle that. If we want to be safe, we could slowly pick off the top guns, but we'll play a little risky here. Let's target that secondary shield. Yep. Kind of tag it. Might need to adjust your position a little bit. Yeah, let's get that primary shield. It's on that port side, facing 4. All right, let's comp that engine. Switch to the booty. All right, we disabled the target. And we're just gonna wait. And since I'm bored, well, actually no, I don't want to disable the top turrets. We're gonna have to escort this Corvette out of here. Actually, I think the turrets might repair. I'm not gonna. Don't quote me on that one, but let's leave the top guns up so they can protect themselves if necessary, at least from the top, the ventral, if you will, or dorsal. Fuck, I fucked up already, man. A handful of engineers are our only chance to retake the bridge. I'm sure you guys will get it. The plot necessitates it. Yeah, so if we remember if we're doing that Ace mission, we would have to destroy what was like the reactor or something on the dorsal side above the engine, and then we would also have to take out the bridge. And this one is just the 2 shields and then the engines. Disabling the bottom guns optional. We just did it for safety. The kind of weapons that I have in this fighter are reverse engineer weapon 8, specifically Borstals. They are a very good starting point as they are common reward weapons from convoys and other endgame content. So think of them as a good entry point and setup for a good PvE setup. The crate has 3 weapon slots that the pilot can control, so I got 3 weapon 8s loaded in here. You think they got an AV-21 power plant when they were taking over the bridge? If they did, they better give it to me. I love the AV-21. The only reason I don't have more of them is because I got tired of farming the vet mission, which we will do the vet dungeon. And you will see me get lost in it. No matter how many times I farm for an AV engine, I get lost in there just because, man, The movie does not do a good job of illustrating how confusing it is to navigate the Tantive 4 when everything's just like curved hallways and pristine white. It's and this series of random elevators. It's so hard to navigate and remember. Even if you read the wiki page, which has a step-by-step walkthrough for that instance, I always get lost 100% of the time. You still have the key for it, but never started it. I still have a key for it on my crafter because when I was grinding it, I was taking all 3 characters, getting them all keys at the same time, and then I'd go in on one character, then go on another, and then rinse repeat. Because I think you only need 1 key per attempt or something. I don't remember. I got them all. I got them all keys, and I would just keep running through it over and over and over and over again. Does the vet have weapon 5 now? This one does. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. You meant this one as in this. No. Okay, so when they take over the ship, they do not get their shields back, and they don't get their weapons back. So yeah, I would not disable the top turrets in this case, so that it has the opportunity to defend itself from the Grag mercenaries that fly in. So yeah, no, the ship does not fully repair itself. It only repairs its engines. Oh wait, does it have its shields back, actually? Maybe I'm having a brain fart. Oh no, it says the shields are 100. I just can't target the shield subgroup. I can target reactor, though, for some reason. Maybe I can do that as the player because I already destroyed up to that point. But yeah, I can't target weapon 5. So this thing is vulnerable from its ventral side, but that's fine. It's very tanky. And the AI are not smart enough to leverage blind spots on POBs. If they're in your blind spot and you're flying POB, that just happens to be chance, probably. That or your blind spot is immediately behind you, and they're just chasing the tail. Grag fighters incoming. These are more tier 4s and 5s. But yeah, this is why I said you probably want to be ace for this, or at least like a really decked out like tier 4 pilot, or have a friend. These tier 5 bombers would be probably a little chunky for you. Not too bad, but maybe a little chunky. Worst case scenario, you just comp their engines and let them blow themselves up over time. But the vet would take a little bit more of a pounding. Definitely much weaker in the some components than the Kessel Corvettes are, but, you know, all these missions have been rendered much easier by getting ace, so just get ace anyways. To be honest, I don't even think we need to help this. It could probably escort itself, but the plot necessitates that we continue to escort it. The Alliance crew has recaptured the Corellian Corvette. Yeah, I already knew that. Robopo says it's been successful. Yay. All right, well, let's talk to the outpost and collect our reward. Congratulations, excellent work bringing down that traitor and saving our engineers. I would like to reward you with the prototype heavy X-Wing chassis. Would you like it now? Yes, please. You deserve it. The Force be with you. So we open up our inventory. We can see that here is the hologram that we received from the previous quest, the Rebel insignia. Pretty cool. If you obviously do Imperial, you get an Imperial insignia. And then the specific name of the ship we got is the Advanced X-Wing Deed. This is a very good ship loadout if you want to fly something a little bit heavier for PvP. It's also very good as a PvE ship if you want to load it out in place of, say, a B-Wing or something a little bit heavier. But that's pretty good. This would be the normal end of helping the Civilian Protections Guild. We even got a badge for it. Quest, Rebel Heavy X-Fighter badge. Has been added Kashyyyk content. Which, by the way, if you buy these ships without having the badge from this quest, I don't believe you can actually fly them. I think you actually need the badge in order to fly them. I don't know if Legends changed that. I know that the Jedi Starfighter, you actually need the badge and have completed the quest in order to fly it. So if you purchase a ship deed for a Jedi Starfighter, but you have not gotten the badge or completed the associated quest for it, just don't be surprised when you can't generate it and use it. I actually haven't done the Jedi Starfighter quest ever, so maybe I'll do that at some point. You cannot fly them without a badge, at least in vanilla SWG. Like you said, Legends might have changed it. Yeah, because I know Legends changed the acquisition method so that you can do this quest more than once when you change your pilot faction affiliation. But I don't know if they changed the badge on this one. Since they didn't change the badge on the Jedi Starfighter, I want to say that you need the badge in order to use these, but actually, yeah, I could be totally wrong. I was going to say Griffin Striker flew an advanced X-Wing, but no, they flew a heavy sick when we did some GCW stuff. That's right. So never mind. I guess I can always test it out on my crafter. My crafter doesn't have any of these badges, I think. It actually might have. Sometimes when I was getting XP, I dragged them through this quest while I was doing it on alts, because the XP you get just by sitting in the ship is not too bad. If you still need pilot XP, so like 2 birds, 1 stone kind of situation. So I flew back to the Kashyyyk space station because I want to see if I can still double dip on this and get the neutral reward as well. How's it going, Ryan? Anything else to do? Why don't you check in with Emma again? It doesn't look like I get double dip. She's just telling me to go back to Emma. So if you do the neutral, you would get the Vaxi fighter, and if you did the Imperial, you would get the advanced X-Wing. What's up, Duke? Yeah, I just finished the Civilian Protection Guild on Kashyyyk to get the advanced X-Wing deed, as I was finishing up all the Kashyyyk quests. Okay. Now, maybe Legends fixed the double dipping, or maybe it's because I'm allied rebel. I don't know. But the Vaxi is a pretty good fighter if you want to fly a little bit heavier of an interceptor for PvP, as it's got a good speed to it. It just doesn't have the same tight turning as like a heavy sick would. But you get a tube on it, so that's kind of fun. It's a different kind of flight playstyle. A lot of the chassis facilitate different playstyles if you're flying in space for PvP, so you just kind of have to try stuff out, see what you like. Some people like to fly heavier, like Dookie here. I know has been running a Y-Wing with some tubes on it, and that's a completely different style of flying than flying like a interceptor. So you can double dip and triple dip. Legends made this happen. Yeah, okay, so I thought you did. I thought you could. I don't feel like redoing Baby's first Corvette again, though. To be honest, it's not a hard quest line. It's just not uber. So with that, I'm gonna conclude the Kashyykan part of this. Again, if you all notice that I missed a quest, which I'm pretty sure I did, and know what it is, feel free to comment on it if you're watching this on YouTube. So we're gonna go to Mustafar. However, you'll notice if you've tried to travel to Mustafar before, you can't. It says you cannot access Mustafar through these means. Please use a regular travel method, because apparently using your ship to travel there isn't a regular method. What you need to do is you need to come to either Talos or Corellia. I'm on Talos Imperial Outpost right now, and we're just going to click on Mustafar. We're going to buy a ticket there. Imperial Outpost is just more convenient for accessing the ticket collector faster. There's no other real strat to that, so we bought a ticket. Let's fly him. You would normally see a cool cutscene. I disabled that in Legends Launcher because I've watched it a billion times. I don't need to watch it a billion more times. But we are here. So while we're on Mustafar, we're going to be doing a lot of quests. And these quests are going to be prerequisites to the main quest, which is referred to as Fate of the Galaxy. So you're going to be seeing me activate a lot of waypoints here. All these waypoints can be found on the SWG Legends wiki. Honestly, this is probably way more than I need. I have a very good memory, but some of them, specifically the ones outside the facility, I forget. Don't worry, I will pull some of these waypoints here in a second. All right, so let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? We can leave. We'll be fine. Don't worry. We just got a fat list of waypoints over here for now, but I'll dwindle them. So generally what my strategy is I start at the Mustafar, the Mensix mining complex here, and I go through, pick up everything here that I want to do. You're going to see me pick up a couple of quests that don't have waypoints. Not every quest here is a requirement for Fate of the Galaxies. I'm going to pick up a few extra. And then what I usually do is I go clockwise around the map. So I'll go to out here, go up through this way, come over here, and I just go clockwise, and that's usually worked for me. But we're going to be running in here. And I'm going to be picking up, again, a lot of quests that we don't need to pick up. So first of all, we're going to click this planetary map, and we're going to get Exploration of Mustafar quest. I'm going to run some buffs, specifically Acaragum, so we can move a little bit faster. We're going to go deeper into the Mensix mining complex. No, this isn't the one that was in episode 3. That one was destroyed. But we can visit that one. We're going to click the Lava Flea bounty document, because why not? We're going to click the Bleached Jundak skull. We're going to click the Kubaza beetle beads. And also, if you ever need to sell junk, you speak to this guy right here. And we can be like, yeah, we got some stuff. You can take that. You can take that. You can take that. You can take that. I didn't sell the ship parts that I wanted to get rid of because I forgot. So let me just tuck these away. All right, let's continue into the facility, though. Running down here. Let's go. I don't remember if we speak to anyone here immediately, but let's try it. Surveyor. Yeah, we could talk to the surveyor again. This one is not required. But Surveyor Joe Keslev says, welcome to our fiery moon. I have noticed you around and was hoping for a chance to speak with you. You seem very interested in helping others, and I was wondering if you would be willing to perform a small task for me. Sure, what is it you need? Well, I have put up a number of markers around the planet. They are very helpful to keep track of certain important areas. Our world has a tendency to shift unexpectedly, and it's important that we carefully mark different areas. Naturally, the markers also help shift, so we occasionally have to manually check them out to make sure they are still valid. Naturally, so what can I do for you? Well, recent events have left me extremely short-handed, and I was hoping that you would check out these markers. Excuse me. Well, recent events have left me extremely short-handed, and I was hoping that you would check out these markers for me. The job is really simple. All you need to do is find these markers and activate them to make sure they still have valid information on them. That seems easy enough. It would be, except that due to the shifting of our moon's surface, I cannot give you precise locations. All I can do is give you general directions to where each one would be. Each of Mustafar's main areas has several of these markers scattered throughout them. I will need you to activate each area's markers individually. What would this sort of job pay? How about this? For each area you complete, I will pay you 5,000 credits, and as a bonus, if you check all the markers in the area, I will give you a Tanray Heart Crystal. It's a decorative item. What is a Tanray Heart Crystal? It is a fabulous crystal formed under intense heat and pressure that is, well, it is shaped like the heart of a Tanray. They can be worth a hefty sum to certain collectors, but most people just use them as decoration. So do we have a deal? Okay, we have a deal. Excellent. So what area would you like to search for markers in? We have markers near the mining facility, the crystal flats, the smoking forest, around the central volcano, and the burning plains, all over Broken's Flow, and of course, the tallest nesting grounds. Let's do around this facility. Sure, remember you have to 5,000 credits, blah, blah, blah. I will toss in a Tanray Heart. And if we talk to him again, we could say, I'll check a few more areas for you. He's like, that's most excellent news. Same deal as before, 1,000 credits per. How about the crystal flats? And then gives us that one. And then we're just going to rinse repeat for all of these. Again, this isn't a required crest. It is just for that decorative item. So don't feel obligated to do this. This is kind of a busy body quest, but, you know, let's just grab them all. I might not complete all of these, so we'll see. Speaking of Chief Armstrong, he says, not again. We lost another crew to trilum poisoning. It's not like we have enough to worry about, but we have our friends to deal with that. What do you want? What's going on? One of our field crews hit a patch of trilum gas while they were sampling. They didn't have a proper gear, and now, never mind. No, please go on. What's trilum poisoning? Never heard of trilum poisoning, huh? Trilum is a gas that builds in pockets below the surface. With the proper gear, it isn't any problem, but without gear, it is deadly. First, it causes massive aggression, delusions, and paranoia in anyone who breathes it. After that, a slow, painful death. I'm sorry to hear that your crew of yours was affected. Thanks for that. Hey, listen, maybe you can help. This is going to sound terrible, but could you help us put those guys down? You know, put them out of their misery? What? I'm not a cold-blooded killer. Vum would totally be. Sure, why not? All of the miners have a homemade beacon installed in their uniforms in case they ever got lost or trapped. You need to travel to their base camp and activate the tracking system there. Under the effects of trilum, a person can travel a long ways off, fighting everything they see until they finally die. Use the tracking system to find the crew and please make it quick. Okay, so again, none of the NPCs in this room are required. But into this next room, we are going to grab a required quest for the fate of the galaxy. It's called a moral choice by speaking to mining corporate executive. You there. The corporation could use your assistance. Are you available at the moment? That depends on what you need assistance with. Of course it does. We have a bit of a problem with some miners that are on strike. We've tried reasoning with them, but they won't budge, claiming all sorts of preposterous things. It's time to end this nonsense, and I've come up with a plan. This should be good. Oh, it will be. I need you to go into the facility and destroy the power generator. If you rip out the cables around the core and then steal the core itself, they won't have any way to repair it. They will have to come begging. They will have to come begging us to help them in exchange for them going back to work, of course. my work, but something, not something I do. Find someone else. We're gonna say, sure. Where's the camp? I knew you'd be the right one for the job. The facility is up in the northwest part of the continent. Here, let me mark it down on your data pad. Your reward will be here waiting for you when you return with the core from their power generator. Sounds good. What kind of resistance can I expect? They are just minor. Shouldn't pose a problem for you at all. The leader of the strike is fairly clever, though. You may want to sweet-talk him into a little to make sure he doesn't interfere. Let's talk to Urup Falco. Welcome, my friend. What brings you to our humble facility? Just looking around. What is this place? This is the mining facility AG3-T of the Mensix Mining Company. Our world is rich with many resources that are considered to be desirable in numerous systems throughout the galaxy. We Mustafarians have made a very comfortable living supplying those systems. For a mining facility, it doesn't need to be very busy. A very astute observation. It is true that we are having a bit of a labor crisis. A group of our miners has gone on strike, and we are having a great deal of difficulty getting them to at least talk with us. Is there anything I could do? Maybe there is. The striking miners refuse to talk with anyone involved with the company, but maybe they'll talk to a third party. If you convince the miners return to the talks, that would be most helpful. I will try to convince them for you again. Well, here's the strike. That is most kind of you. You will need to speak with Nerfa Lazup. He is heading the group of miners. They have a camp not too far from here. Do your best to convince them to return to the negotiations with us. We need those miners back to work. But we also wish to do right by them. Thank you again. Milo doesn't want to talk with us. So let's exit. Going deeper into the facility, we're going to go down here. Let's go straight across first. And we're going to go in here. Let's just go around the room. So this is a required quest. You want to speak to Q4P3. Excuse me, friend. I'm terribly sorry for interrupting you, but I'm in need of assistance. Are you skilled in the arts of combat? I can hold my own if I'm forced. Why? Thank you for taking time to listen to me, friend. My master has sent me on a mission to find an item of great importance to him. But where are my manners? I am Q4P3. May I bother you for your name? Vum Volimo. What an extraordinary name. Now where was I? Stop flirting. Your master has sent you to... Yes, of course. To find this item, that is right. It's a little pyramid-shaped trinket that is called the Codex. I wouldn't know what it is for, but it must be terribly important to my master. Now, why do I need your help? Well, I may have found the Codex on this here fine planet, but it's much too dangerous out in the wilderness for me. I see. Well, if you haven't been there, how do you know? Where the Codex is? That it's actually the Codex? It will be my pleasure to explain that, Von Volimo. You see, the droids on this planet are not afraid to venture out into the wilds. In fact, it is their duty to work out there. I've been communicating with a few of them, which wasn't easy. Let me tell you, terribly basic communication skills. Well, they don't really need to communicate that much. You are absolutely right, Vom. Very true indeed. Anyway, from the droids, I found out that one of their units reported coming across what fits the description of the Codex that my master gave me. Seeing how these very basic droids have no interest in such things, the unit just moved on to continue his work. So you got the location from the communicating with these droids? Yes, actually, no. Since this happened a while ago, they had already wiped their coordinates from their mainframe. Luckily for us, though, the droid in question shortly after he had found the item malfunctioned. He's still out there, waiting to be collected by his owners. He should still have the location in his memory bank, and I know where he is. So you want me to go out there, find the droid, and get the location of the item from his memory bank. Using a scanner that I will lend you, then go and find the item and bring it back to me. Exactly, Vum. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Upon the conclusion of your service, my master has instructed me to pay a handsome reward. Who is your master, anyway? My master is the Honorable Pan, respected throughout the galaxy for his wisdom and chivalry. Very well, I believe I can assist you with this Q4P3. This is fantastic news, Vum. Do you want a hug? No? Of course not. How stupid of me. Take the scanner and use that on the droid to find the codex. Also, you will need this communicator so that we can stay in touch. And these coordinates to the last known location of the main malfunctioning droid. Good. Looks like I'm set. I agree, Vum. I wish you the best of luck, and I can't wait to hear from you. We do also need to speak to Ippo here. Well, hello there. You look like you know your way around dangerous situations. Maybe you could help me out. I might be able to. What do you need help with? Very kind, my friend. I am Ippo Ketora. Yes, the famed Twi'lek historian. I'm here trying to find the history of this rock. After scouting around, I think he's referring to this rock, by the way, the one that's in the room. After scouting around and talking to some of the inhabitants, it's obvious that civilizations have been present here for thousands of years. Strangely enough, though, apart from the last few hundred years, there are no records at all of who is here or what they are, where they are now. Really? That's very interesting. I agree. Now I think I've come across a way to find out more, though. In the northeast part of this continent, an old facility has been discovered. I went there to see if I could find anything interesting, but it almost cost me my life. The inside of it was inhabited by ferocious animals and old droids that had gone haywire. This is where I need your help, my friend. That could actually be something I'm interested in. Good. Apparently it belonged to the Old Republic, and they should have kept detailed logs of events on the planet. What I need from you is to enter this old facility and see if their computer has logs that are still intact. If they are, download whatever information you can from it and get it back to me. If the information is useful, I will give you a reward fit for a king. Sounds good. How do I get there? It's all the way up in the northeast corner continent. Good luck and be careful. Now we're going to speak to Ithys Olak. So if you've watched my beginner level 90 video, I say this quest is required for Fate of the Galaxy. It's not, but I still think it's good to do because the Chugon Dar Cube is a super useful item, which is the reward for doing this quest. It's also really short. There's no combat involved. You can do it as a trader, entertainer, etc. But here's Ithys. He says, what? Oh, you must be the new courier. Just put the papers over there. I'll look at them later. Sorry, I'm not a courier. I see. Well, never mind about the papers then. What can I do for you? Make it quick, though. I am quite busy. What is it you're doing here? Ah, you were interested in the research of the famous Dr. Olak, are you? I knew you had a keen mind as soon as you walked in. You thought I was a courier, dude. Whatever. Of course, I would be happy to explain it all to you in full detail. If you have a couple of hours, we could... Just a quick overview is fine. You see, there are many... Oh, right. Overview. I'm sure you've heard of the legend of the Chugon Dar Cube, correct? Refresh my memory. No, sorry, I've got to go. Refresh my memory. Chugon Dar was a Jedi Master that lived thousands of years ago during the era of the Old Republic. He resided at the Jedi Temple here on Mustafar, and his knowledge and understanding of the physical force was unmatched by any other. Go on. Well, you see, the legend goes on to say, using his vast understanding, he created a device designed to channel and manipulate the physical force. What does the device do? The details are a little fuzzy there, but from what I can tell, it was meant to alter the physical properties of the items that were placed inside of it. Apparently, this sometimes produced interesting results. Interesting results? The device is said to have worked off the principle that the force flows through all things, both animate and inanimate. If the proper items are placed in the device and the physical device altered in a certain way, and the physical force altered in a certain way, it is theoretically possible to merge those items into something entirely new. What does that have anything to do with your research? Ah, yes, the exciting part. After the fall of the Old Republic, the Jedi Temple was abandoned. Eventually, it collapsed due to the violent nature of this planet, and the device and its secrets were lost. Yes, and a recent excavation of the Jedi Temple ruins revealed a hidden underground storage chamber. It was filled with hundreds of these small cubes you see here. I believe that these cubes are duplicates of the device that Chugon Dar created so many years ago. Really, how do they work? To be honest, I don't know. These cubes do radiate strongly with the power of the physical force, and they do seem hollow inside. I just can't seem to get any of them open, however. However, what? We did find some ancient scrolls in the temple ruins along with these cubes. I think that they may provide the information that we need, but there are a couple of symbols used that I don't quite understand. I need to know more about these symbols in order to read the scrolls. Is there anything I can do to help? Actually, there is. I've seen symbols like these before while surveying some Old Republic ruins in the south of this facility. I didn't think much about it at the time, But I believe if I could get some notes out of the symbols there, we might understand more about the scroll. What do you need me to do? I'm no spry hatchling anymore. I can't quite get around as well as I used to, and all of my assistants are out in the field already. I need you to go take some notes. From there, from three of the symbol stones of the Old Republic ruins down to the south. I think I can do that. Symbols of Gundar. That's excellent news. If we can make sense of what you bring back, I'll make sure that you share in the findings. This is a bit of a lore dump section as we pick up a bunch of quests. Oh, past it. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna, I don't think I have to do anything in here yet. Got gaslit by the waypoint. And that guy doesn't talk to us either. Never mind. This is the room that I'm talking about. So in here we'll find Foreman Chivos. This is not required for any of the Fate of the Galaxy quest line, but it starts a very another important quest line. So we're going to speak to Foreman Chivos. Welcome to the Mensix Corp. Is there anything I could do for you, or maybe there is something you can do for me? What is Mensix Corp? Mensix is the largest mining corporation on Mustafar. We have been the biggest supplier of raw metals and minerals ever since Clegger Corp went bust just before the end of the Clone Wars. Something happened in their main plant. Not sure what, but most of it ended up falling into the lava pool. They just never recovered from that incident and we took over. What do you mine here? Mustafar's unique nature makes it easy for us to extract ore, carbon, and aluminum. Those minerals just bubble right up to the surface. There is a fairly healthy market for these raw materials. For example, we just signed a large contract that will ensure the financial security of Mensix for a long time to come. Not sure if it's supposed to be leaked out or not. Oh, well, too late now. Don't hire this guy. He's bad at keeping secrets. You mentioned that you need some help. Yes, actually we do. Naturally, we'll pay you for your services. We have a number of mining crews out in the field looking for new hotspots for minerals. Usually these crews are resupplied at a steady rate by droids. The droids pick up the supplies for the miners, fly out of their base camp, and drop the supplies off. The problem is that the droids haven't been recharging properly, and we have been losing them. Not recharging properly. It has something to do with the amount of power that the reactor is producing. The engineers could explain it better, but the bottom line is we do not have enough charged droids to supply all the miners we have in the field. We also do not have the manpower to resupply the field crews manually, so I have been authorized to hire outside help to restock the base camps. How would you like to be a courier for a while? You said you would pay? Sure, I would like a job. So we get supplies from miners. This is the beginning of the questline of the Champion of Mustafar series, which will open up a lot of group-oriented content, which, yes, a lot of it can be soloed, but it leads into the main plot, which many of you are probably already familiar, but I won't spoil it for those who aren't. Also, the last thing Former Chivo says is that is great news. Here are the supplies that need to be delivered. And I will put the location of the camp they need to be delivered to in your data pad. All you need to do is find the supply locker and put the goods directly in there. If you do a good enough job, maybe I'll have another job for you. Oh, watch your step out there. Mustafar is a gentle world, but I guess you could tell... Mustafar is not a gentle world, but I guess you could just tell that by looking around. Okay, we come over to the corner, click on the flame beetle, we can collect it. I'm surprised Moon didn't interrupt that. And that activates the Flame Beetle collection, which I guess is Exploration collection. Yay! I'm not going to worry about that, though. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think there's something in here to click. I don't... Oh, yeah. We can click the medical hologram to get a quest. The jagged teeth. Which ones let's collect? Jundak teeth. Nothing in here, but someone's saying in the cloner. R.I.P., my guy. We're going to want to go into the cantina next, which is right over here. If you're an entertainer, you can seek PE and Discret Stand to get a special dance and song, respectively. I think you have to be level 45 or 50 or something to get them, though. But we're going to talk to Menth Paul. He says, please help me. I have to get off this planet. What do I look like, a shuttle ticket vendor? Oh, that ends the conversation. And what do you want from me? I need to sell this crystal, please. Only 1,000 credits, and this beautiful shard can be yours. So you can actually pay him 1,000 credits, but I'm just gonna say 1,000 credits for a piece of glass. I don't think so. Please, I beg you. I'll even go 500. Please, just take it. You're acting like it has the plague. Did you steal it? No, I found it. Where? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Try me. I came to this place in hopes of finding fortune. One evening, when I was out surveying, I saw the strangest thing. A man was all covered in strange blue glowing dust. Uh, glowing dust was kneeling down, looking at something. He hadn't seen me, so I kept looking at what he was doing. After a while, he stood back up and walked away. I ran up to the spot where I saw him, and there, in between some rocks, I found this beautiful crystal. If it's so beautiful, why are you trying to get rid of it? I've had nothing but bad luck lately, and I've lost everything. I need some credits to be able to get back home. 500 credits is too much, though. He says, then just take it for free. Just take the darn thing. So yeah, we can cheap out on him. Cursed? As soon as you take the shard in your hand, you get the feeling that you made the wrong decision accepting it. Not really sure what to do with it. You put it away for now. Maybe it'll become useful later. This is the cursed shard and is a requirement for Fate of the Galaxy. Let's speak with Icht right across from Menthpal. Icht says, hey there, are you available for some employment? I might be. What's the job? I need help hunting down a thief. I might be interested in that. What did he steal? I found this little piece of crystal out in some old ruins. It had an interesting flaw in it that looked like a snake. As I hadn't gone through all the ruins yet, I decided to spend the night and continue in the morning. I was awoken in the middle of the night and caught a glimpse of someone running off into the dark. As I looked through my belongings, I found the little crystal to be missing. It'll be hard to track down the thief, track the thief down with just that information. The next morning, I searched around the ruins some more before heading back to town. I could have sworn that I was being watched the whole time, but couldn't see anyone. I think whoever it was that stole it is still out there. Hopefully, the thief will still be there. How do I find the ruins? I'm sure you've seen the large volcano in the center of the continent. The ruins are to the west of that, across the river of molten lava. Okay, I'll do my best. Anything else I should know? I don't even care that much about the little crystal, but no one steals from Icht and gets away with it. That's all. Okay. So that is also a required quest for Fate of the Galaxy called the Serpent Shard. We can't talk to Uggo yet, but right behind Uggo there's a plate of Tanray meat, as you can grab as an optional mission to hunt down 20 Panray. Some of these optional quests that I'm grabbing will give you unique rewards, like the Crystal Tanray Heart for surveying. Others just give you credits. So I'm just grabbing them to grab them. Definitely don't feel obligated to do some of these other ones, but if you want to do it, feel free. Like this Blissmock skin rug. Let's click that. Boom. All right, next one, which is required for Fate of the Galaxy. We're going to talk to Pawaz, who's staring outside of the mining facility. He bows and says, greetings, friend. I am Pawaz, geologist and ambassador for the Athorian people on Mustafar. I'm looking for someone to assist me in the most important matter. Maybe you are this someone. How am I supposed to know? What is it you need help with? I'll be a little sassy. Oh, let me get right to the point. About a week ago, when I was taking soil samples, I came across this little strange trinket. On that night, I was sleeping out in the wild. I awoke to lava fleas rummaging through my belongings. I chased them off, but afterwards noticed the little trinket was gone. You're not going to tell me that the fleas took it. The only explanation I can think of is that one of them swallowed it while going through my belongings. I've been out hunting them for days in that area now, but I've had no luck. Balance is difficult for me, and I'm not a hunter. It's my hope that you can do better. Oh, I can guarantee that. Now, where is that thing I need to find? Oh, it's just or what is it? Oh, it's just a small rich crystal. What crystal? Crystals are everywhere. I just go buy one for Mustafarian. No, it has to be this one. It is very dear to me. I don't want to lose it, ever. Please, help me find it. I beg of you. I will pay a reward. Everything I have. Gee, calm down. I'll do it. Where did you lose it? Thank you, thank you. Let me mark the location in your datapad there. Now, please hurry. It's a being good Samaritan. All right, so if we exit out here and go into the next room, there's no required quest, but we can get some optional quest in here, which I believe is by speaking to Chief Ulan Glost. He says, I am afraid I do not have time to talk with you right now. We're just crisis brewing here. I need to focus on getting the problem dealt. Maybe I can help. You do look like someone who might be able to help us. There has been a series of attacks on our miners by a Tulris. Those things normally don't bother anyone unless provoked. But this one seems different. It has already attacked numerous miners, killing several of them. Our crews refuse to go, but unless we can take care of the problem. I'm an expert hunter. I will help out. This is true. I mastered Kashyyyk hunting. So we get the quest of Maneater, and Ulan Gul says, this is the best news I've had all day. We do not know which Tulris is doing this, so I'm afraid we're going to have to kill Tulris in the area of the attacks until we find the Tulris and examine their stomach contents. That is the only way we can be sure. Let's talk to the foreman, Donko Jen. He must be that new off-world miner. the company said was coming. Good to have you on board. We shake his hand, and not a moment too soon. We have a job that needs your attention. I mean, we both shake hands. Like, yeah, sure. Okay. Wait a minute. I don't know how they did things in your previous crew, but on this crew, when I speak, you listen. We have found a new vein of menchal, and it is a rich one. The problem is that there are 4 nests of those nasty Kubaza beetles ringing the camp, and we set up the mine to mine it. Oh, my brain. Before we can start our drilling, these nests will be cleaned up. I'm not who you. All you need to do is take one of these charges and drop it into the mouth of each of the nests. Be careful, because once you start messing with the nests, I am sure the Kubaza soldiers will show up. They always do. Make sure you kill any of them, then they get out of the nest, or they will just rebuild them. With your qualifications, this job should be no problem at all. Well, don't just stand there, get moving. I don't know how. No need to be modest. Just get out there, blow up those nests, and kill any soldiers that get out. We can discuss your permanent position when you get back. Good luck. This is a quest reward window. That's fun. The rest of them, they kept just dumping it in our journal. Okay. That is everything within the Mensix mining facility that I remember that we can do at this time. Let's exit and start doing some of this stuff. So all the waypoints that I outed earlier are again related to Fate of the Galaxy, and you notice that there's a lot of them. No, those aren't all individual quests. Those are parts of the quests. Some of them are where you initiate quests. Others are where you do follow-up objectives where quests are, or multiple locations where quest triggers may occur. Mustafar has a couple of quests where you need to be in a specific spot at a specific time to progress it. So I would highly recommend grabbing these waypoints off of the wiki just to have them as insurance. Even if you have a pretty good memory, sometimes you can last just by just be slightly off with the coordinates. Let's mount up. The other thing I want to talk about is lava damage. So let's get on my ATRT here to demonstrate. If I run down to the mozzarella cheese down here, and if I run it with my ATRT, you'll see I start taking lava damage. That's because while you are over lava damage in most mounts, you'll take damage. However, if I mount up on my jetpack and I fly over the lava, you will see I do not take lava damage. However, that does not mean all flying mounts are created equal. If I dismount and I get on my bird, which is a flying mount, you'll notice I take lava damage. A little inconsistent, but that's how it works. If you do not have a mount that has lava resistance, but you've done Jabba's theme park and kept your desert skiff, the desert skiff does have lava resistance, so you can fly right over it. However, if you don't have your desert skiff, you don't have a different mount, you can redeem your lava flea. The lava flea is a creature mount that does have lava resistance. I believe it's the only creature mount. Someone feel free to correct me. Alternatively, you can buy a Mustafarian panning droid from the bazaar for like 5,000 credits. It's a mount and pretty fast speed, and it just looks like these panning droids, except you stand on top. These guys right over here. Lastly, there is the Basilisk War Droid, which does have lava resistance, but it's a bit more expensive than the panning droids. So if you don't want to open up big pockets, I'd recommend the Mustafar panning droid, which you may have noticed or may not have noticed. There are no bazaar terminals or bank terminals on Mustafar, I believe. So if you want to use either of those, you got to go back to a different planet. But how we're going to start this is let's start by... Yeah, let's go do Symbiosis, and then we're going to go to the Jedi Ruins, and then we're going to go to the Mustafarian Field Camp. So you're going to be seeing me starting and doing some quest objectives and doing them in order. The reason I go into the Mensix mining facility and grab all of those quests, specifically the ones related to the Fate of the Galaxy quest line, is because if you grab them all, and then if you start with Symbiosis down here in the southeast, you can basically go clockwise and hit everything without backtracking, or at least a minimal amount of backtracking. And again, we're going to be grabbing more quests out here in the wilds of Mustafar, as not all of them will be immediately available for the Mensix mining facility. First, though, we're going to come down here, and we're going to get a point of interest badge location, because if we keep our map open and hit points of interest, you'll see some have appeared, which these points of interest marks the main areas of Mustafar, as well as some interesting places to visit. One of them is the old mining facility, which, if we go up to the front door... Or maybe we have to go up this way. If we go up here, you can get the HK-47 Carbine, which is part of the Carbine weapon collection. Let's see which mark that is. That is the Mark 1 collection. which if anyone wants to see what the carbine looks like, it looks like this, which is the same as the Koi Knight carbine and the Kubaza Beetle carbine, I believe. So that weapon gets used a few times. I think there's a badge for discovering this place, but I don't believe you can go inside. But you notice the facility is destroyed. It's missing one of its lava protectors. This is the facility that appeared in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So, yay! This is the facility that we were told earlier that was destroyed. Wow, movie reference! But let's go down here and start Symbiosis. Okay, so this Symbiosis is a quest that you'll be picking up from this bag. It is a little tricky because it requires you to be in certain spots at certain times, but let's start by clicking on the bag here. Or I guess radially and expecting. Start a quest? Yes. Poison? Inside the bag, you find several test tubes with a slow floating fluid inside them. One of these broken open, and the goo coming out of it has small black things floating around in it, like tiny pearls or eggs. You probably shouldn't touch it. Maybe the corpses nearby will hold a clue to what's happening here. Before we continue, let's make sure we have our buffs rolling here. And if you're not geared for this, just be aware, this can pants you. Luckily, I think they only end cap. So if you go around, you can start, if you radial, you can examine corpse, and then you see an arachnoid, excuse me, not a nid. Apparently it's a noid. Is this full time? Dangerous indeed. Those two creatures burst out of the corpse as you were examining it. You should take the test tubes and throw them in the lava before the plague infests the entire planet. Okay, so what you need to do here is go to the bag, radial it again, inspect. And you get another one that says stop the plague. You very carefully pick up the test tubes from the bag, making sure not to come in contact with the goo from the broken one. Take the test tubes over to the lava and throw them in. So what you need to do here is not any lava spot will work. It gives you a waypoint to go to the lava river, luckily, so we're just going to mount up, drive over that way. And as we approach the waypoint, we get another update that says, dangerous indeed. You throw the doomsday tubes into the lava and watch as they sizzle, melt, and disappear into the hot liquid. Go back and search around the area to see if you can find any more clues to what happened and make sure there's no more. So that first ambush was a warm-up ambush. This next one's the real deal. You want to make sure that you are buffed, you have okay gear, or you're with a friend, and you're ready to get jumped. I'm not going to pop all my power-ups, so let's see what we do. So if you open your overhead map, you'll notice that there's a white little arrow over here. This is a body that's out here on its own, but if we walk over to this one and can examine it, we get this pop that says clues. On the corpse of this treasure hunter, you find a holo recording where he talks about how they came across the test tubes. He explains that they found them inside a crash escape pod, as well as the tubes they found of the little monsters, and then in parentheses, which they disposed of, in parentheses, and a data pad that seemed to be a mission briefing. In the mission briefing, someone was given the order to spread the fluid on Mustafar in the new mining facility. The briefing was just signed X, because X is going to give it to you. Maybe someone is planning a hostile takeover of the mining resources on Mustafar? Okay. All you can do. Inside the treasure hunter's jacket, you also find a strange sword wrapped in a cloth. You decide that you've done what you can here and are content with having destroyed the test tubes to avoid the parasite spreading any further. I'm going to move away from the fleas, just, fewer targets. I'm going to hit OK. Then we get the Collar of Storms. And there's the ambush. It took a second. So yeah, even though they're all level 67, these guys come out and swinging pretty hard here, so you want to be careful. Luckily, I'm geared and I got my buffs rolling, so that wasn't too bad, but it can surprise a new level 90, which a lot of people questing in Mustafar will be new level 90s. But the Collar of Swords is a pretty good melee weapon to use if you can't afford a better one. It is a level 88 sword, gives you 11 strength. 1,000 base DPS with a max of 1333 for the damage. For comparison, here's my capped one-handed melee weapon, which the cap damage is 1497. So not too far off. A little bit higher minimum damage, but it has no element on it, which is the main difference in damage between these two. And it also doesn't have the stats in Evercrafted. But this is a pretty good start melee weapon if you just need to pick one up or you just want to have a melee weapon in your pocket and trying to save a few credits. But that is Symbiosis. So what I'm going to do is I complete this. I'm going to check them off by destroying the waypoint. And we're going to mount up, and we're going to go to the Chugon. We're going to do Symbols of Chugandar next, which we need to go to some Jedi Ruins and click some little tablets to get some markers. So here's Symbols of Chugandar. And we're going to head over this way. I didn't mention it earlier, but I recommend being level 75 or higher, preferably maybe level 80 when you first come to Mustafar if you're doing this as a questing experience. Trying to get to 90. A lot of these will be doable, some less so. So, for example, that Symbiosis one at level would be pretty hard when all those NPCs jump you. There's a few other quests that will be a little bit difficult if you're at level. I'll try to remember and point those out as they show up. But luckily, this next one, Symbols of Chugandar, is pretty easy. You can see the Jedi Ruins right here. The waypoint is on the wiki, but if you ever want to find it without looking for it, just turn on your points of interest and see the Mensix Mining Facility. Just go straight south. It's this little island right here. So let's go over here. And we're going to need to click a few things. But first, you'll see popped up, because I have object items turned on, is the Heavy Republic Flamethrower. So if you want to walk around, wait, click on it. We can add this to our heavy weapons collection if you like doing collecty exploration collections. So we'll do that, and then we'll walk over here. So we've found the ruins. Now I have to locate the tablets. Let's click this ancient tablet. The next tablet, I believe, is over here. Yep, there it is. Most of the creatures that spawn in the southern area, known as the Crystal Flats / the Greater Mensix area, are lava fleas, the majority of which are non-hostile. So it's generally a pretty safe area to be. Occasionally you'll find some hostile lava fleas. They're usually fewer number. If you go further out, such as into the Crystal Flats, outside of this gray, tannish area, whitish area to more grayish area, we'll start running into Blistmox, which are hostile. There's a lava flea, baby. Wow, you can come tame a flea, dude. But that is it for Symbols of Chugandar. But we're going to go ahead and drop off these miner supplies that are part of the quest we got from the guy whose name I already forgot because we talked to a billion guys. I remember the name of it. Do I? Can I remember it? Supplies for the miners. There it is. It was towards the top. I wish these were alphabetical. It'd be easier to find, but they're not. So here we are at the miner camp. We're going to want to go over to the field supply locker and click on that. Then we get an update. Nice work on resupplying those miners while you're outside the main facility. I need you to do another job for me. We are having a problem with our ventilation system. Normally the vents around the facility clean themselves, but the automatic system has completely gone offline. I need you to head to the 4 main ventilation shafts located just south of the mining facility and clean the debris off the filters. Once you're done, come back and talk to me. So we're going to go back up towards the mining facility. So unlike water, traversing over lava doesn't impede a significant movement penalty on you. There might be a slight one, but I did some loose testing for the How to Traverse the Galaxy video, and I wasn't able to completely discern if there was a movement penalty. If someone's looked at SWG source or the game's code otherwise and knows, please let me know, either commenting on this video, or if you're watching now, or throw it slide in my Discord later. I just really want to know, man. But we are going to keep heading north, right up this way. So the ventilation shafts aren't too far from the mining facility. They're about right here when it bends. There's a 4th one that I never find. But if you open up your overhead map, I'm going to zoom in out a little bit by holding control and using the mouse wheel. You can see some structures popping up here. These are related to the mining facility. I'm going to go past them, as I believe the one that I always miss is kind of over here somewhere. There's like 3 right next to each other, and then, yeah, I think it's this one. Luckily, I'll zoom back in so you can see a little bit easier. They show up as these green rectangles, so I'm going to click that one. And then we're going to head over here, and there's also another weapon collection item that we can pick up while we are replacing the air filters. So this air filter thing is likely... It could contribute to why they weren't able to charge their droids. I think that's supposed to be the lore explanation. But we're going to pick up the... SFOR, or SFOR's 4 Republic Carbine, which if we look at it, looks like just HK-47's Carbine. Again, this model gets reused for a couple of Mustafarian weapon skins. We add that to our Mark II weapons collection. But we're going to come around on the north side. As you can see, that same rectangle again. I'm gonna click on this. And I believe the last one is over here. That, or I missed it. I don't know what it is, but I miss these a lot. Okay, so the first one I clicked is the one that I always miss. So we replaced the air filters. Since we're right outside the mining facility, and this quest is going to have multiple parts to it, I'm going to run back in and talk to the foreman really quickly. Because Foreman Chivos I've been speaking to. So let's go do that. All right, we're back, and I was right. His name's Foreman Chivos. Miners restocked? Check. Vents nice and clean? Check. Good work out there. I knew you were the type of person to get things done. Mensix has need of good people like you. Granted, our company bylaws forbid us to officially hire anyone who isn't a Mustafarian, but we do occasionally hire freelancers. Okay. Why does being hired as a freelancer mean? What does being hired as a freelancer mean? We got 5,000 credits. Just what it implies. When we have issues that need to get done, but no one on staff who can do them, we will call in. We call in one of our freelancers to get it done. We pay per job, and usually the compensation is well worth the effort. Would you be interested in something like that? Yeah, I could use the occasional work. Phew. I am glad you said that, because we have a major problem that needs to be solved immediately. The way you took care of the other jobs makes me sure that you are just the person we needed. What is the job? It's our reactor. We have been pushing it way too hard lately, trying to fill our latest contract. This facility has been running at close to 200% capacity for far too long. Anyways, the reactor's power rods have all but decayed, and we have been shutting down secondary systems in order to keep operating at this pace. So that is why your facility is having trouble? Yeah, we were getting by, but the rods have now decayed to the point where there is a threat that the entire facility will shut down if that happens. Or if that happens, we are in big trouble. We are already behind schedule, and if we fall further behind it, well, it wouldn't be good. Get some new rods. We ordered them. The problem is that this facility was built based off the old Kleggard station, which was built during the days of the Old Republic. No one manufacturer powers rods for technology that old anymore, so we have to get the rods specially made. By the time the rods get here, we have already been shut down for far too long to make up the difference. I'm not sure how we'd be able to help speed that up. You won't have to. A couple of months ago, one of our field crews discovered a wreck on the slopes of the central volcano. This wreck is a large capital cruiser that easily dates back to the Old Republic. We are pretty sure that it used the same power rod system as its facility does. That's very convenient. If any of these rods can be found, our engineers are sure they could rig them up to get us through until the new rods can be delivered. Will those rods even be any good? Hey, they made things to last in the old days. Classic. If they are still in their core housing, those power rods will be good virtually forever. As long as they've survived the crash, they should have more than just enough juice to suit our purpose. Our engineers say they need 4 of those rods to keep us in power. So what do you say? Will you pull us out of this fire? How do I get to the crash site? It isn't easy. Like I said, the cruiser was found on the slopes of the central volcano. There's a bridge that connects the volcano to the burning plains, which you will probably have to use unless you have some other way of crossing lava points or lava pools. So how about it? Yeah, I'll see if I can find any. You have not only my thanks, but the company's thanks as well. Look around the wreckage at the crash of this in the slopes of the central volcano. When our crew was there, they reported seeing a bunch of salvage bandits crawling all over the ship, so watch your back. Those Mustafarians don't work for any company and will do anything to make a buck, including shooting anyone they don't know. So one thing that I do want to note is even though someone's getting jumped, even though your mounts take lava damage crossing if they don't have lava resistance, many of the areas bridging certain areas of Mustafar can just be quickly skirted across, even on a swoop bike. You just can't straight up drive across rivers forever. So keep that in mind. If the, like, for example, for the central volcano, if you just go north of Mensix, then cross right here where my little hand is on the map, you could totally make that gap. You don't have to drive all the way around. But we're not going to go that way yet. We're going to go west to this Cursed Shard 1 waypoint, as the Cursed Shard that we got from Menth Paul requires us to go to some pretty vague spots on the map for stuff to happen. To be honest, I don't know how people found these spots other than just pure luck. There's really no landmark or indication that you need to go to this specific spot to trigger the next stage of the quest. But we're gonna go there, and once we show up, we're gonna get jumped by some stuff. So here we go again. I think the idea behind some of these it just happens quests is that you're doing other quests in Mustafar, and just by naturally traversing the planet, you run into them. But I don't know about that, dude. Some of these are a little abstract in their location. All right, so I'm gonna dismount because, like I said, we're gonna get jumped by some hostile critters here. A bad feeling. Settling the crystal that you were given by Menthpal a while ago springs to life. It's emitting a sharp sound that pierces your ears for a few seconds. Then it goes quiet again, like nothing had ever happened. Okay. That was weird. Oh yeah, we can delete this waypoint. There we go. Combat. Where'd these tullers come from? Coincidence? Question mark. That was strange. Almost like this crystal that Menthpal gave you called for those creatures. And that's the first trigger for Crystar, but now we're gonna switch back over to a collector's business. Which again would be easier to find. These were listed alphabetically, but they're not. Well, let's try not to aggro the wildlife. As you can see, there are some hostile Blismaw, Kubaza beetles starting to appear in our vicinity, not just nice little lava fleas. So we have to. So the waypoint we received doesn't update here. It just says the droid should be nearby. The waypoint here is what I generated from the wiki, which is the droid itself. So let's dismount and interface with the Mustafarian droid. Key 4P3 comes up and says, "How does this thing work again?" There, can you hear me now? Good. This looks very promising. Please proceed to the coordinate that I'm uploading to your datapad as soon as you're able to. Thank you. Q4P3 over and out. Wow, he's so cool. So he wants us to go travel pretty far north, I think. Yes. But we're actually going to go southwest. We're going to go to the Poison Miners Camp. And we're going to go do some, we're going to go help out. So first of all, what you're seeing is, yeah, I haven't collected these field markers yet, and I could have at the Chugandara ruins. I'm just not going to worry about it. If I see them, I'll click them, but this is definitely one of those quests that doesn't require it. I'm not going to worry about it. Maybe at the end of Fate of the Galaxy, we'll take some time to go back and do some of these non-mandatory quests, but I don't really want to generate any more waypoints, considering how many I already have on this map. I think if I generate any more, I'm just not going to see anything. Is this the most efficient thing to do? No, but, you know, that's okay. So this one is Minor Madness, I believe, which I just saw it. Here we go. So this is the one where we have to put Poison Miners out. Again, this is not a Fate of the Galaxy requirement. And this one actually, I think, get jumped by a bunch of miners. But if we come down here, we can use the tracking computer to find those chips and those miners who wandered off, but we're waiting for the track. While we're waiting for the track, we can go pick up the HK-47 sword and start another weapon collection that's right over here on top of this container. Conveniently, this track is actually going to take us right to Pawaz's camp that we need to go to for his quest. Less conveniently, we might have to deal with a lot of critters at once. So, you know, we'll deal with that as it comes. So here's Pawaz's camp coming up, which coincidentally is where the Poison Miners are. So we're going to dismount. And I'm going to play it safely, put his stim on. We'll just leave Akaragam on. I think we're going to be okay. I was debating about putting on some power-ups, but we're going to get jumped by a bunch of ranged enemies. Oh, wait, hold on. A flea in the haystack. This must be where the Thorin camp. Start hunting lava fleas in the area and you'll get lucky. We'll do that in a minute. Instead, let's deal with Come on, I know you're waiting to get me here. Yep, there they are. Go, 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 go. Luckily, some of them are melee, so we might be able to get some parries off here. These are all level 69s. Nice. This is a level 70 quest, but if you're doing this at level, yeah, they'll definitely have a good chance of not incapacitating you even with good gear. Speaking from experience here. All right, so we destroyed the crazed miners. We have to return to Chief Armstrong. However, we're not done yet. We're still gonna work on not lava flea hunt, being a good Samaritan. So let's defeat some lava fleas in the area and see if we can't find Pawaz's crystal here. I didn't mean to core bomb there. Oh, 88 lava flea. Wow, some toughies. Nothing found. I'm just gonna defeat lava fleas until we find the crystal. I'm not too worried about defeating 15. Oh, there it is, 1 in a million. Lodged between the teeth of one of the fleas, you see a red glimmer. Amazingly enough, Pawaz was right. His crystal is right there. As you rip it out, you feel overwhelmed by the force emanating from it. When you look at it, you can swear that you see the shapes of a face twisting and turning inside like it's trying to break out. We can either keep the crystal or give it back to him, which we'll have to go speak with him. We don't need that waypoint anymore. Let's mount back up. I'm getting jumped by some level 68 lava fleas, and I think that's due to the being a good Samaritan thing. We're just going to ignore them, though. You don't have to kill them. Okay, so we are now our next point, which you can see there's a lot of waypoints here, and there are a lot of stuff to do. This is the Blackguard Camp, not to be confused with the Black Scales. But as we get here, we can update the ruins. This must be the location that Icht was talking about. Search the ruins in the area surrounding it and see if you can find any trace of the mysterious thief. This is for the Serpent Shard, so let me track that. And if we come right over here, we can find the ruins that Icht was talking about. And we are going to radio the altar and closely inspect it. Hideout? This looks like an altar of some kind. It has been carved out symbol of what appears to be a serpent on it. Maybe this is where the thief is hiding. Wait and see if they come back. There is also a brain on the altar and a hologram, which I guess maybe might be a readout of Icht. But we're doing a stakeout. If anything, we're just kind of like hanging out with our business out and just like come up. Oh, there we go. Eliva Orpha showed up, a Twi'lek. Well, hello there, sweetie. What are you doing all the way out here? I can say about you, m'lady. True, but I do believe I asked first. I guess so. I'm out looking for something a friend lost. Oh, really? Well, I've been here for a while. If you tell me what it is, maybe I've seen it. It was a small crystal shard with a flaw of a snake on it. Oh, really? Yeah, I've seen that. Where did you see it? Let me think, sweetie. Oh, yeah, the last time I saw it, it was in my pocket. I thought so. If you give it back, I'll forget this ever happened. I'm afraid I can't do that, cutie. Why not? Don't make this any harder than it needs to be. Because I need it, sweetie. I'm also afraid that I can't let you leave now. My apologies, but this will have to be your burial ground. Threats will get you nowhere. Anyway, we dusted her. She just said very well. We'll see how action works then. Didn't go well for you, did it? Shard retrieved. You find the shard on the corpse of the mysterious thief. When you touch the crystal, you hear a faint hissing voice. The altar. We wish to be placed on the altar. Maybe you should try and see if it fits into the indentation on the altar. Yeah, that sounds good. Or listen to this scary magic crystal thing. Secret compartment. As you insert the shard into the indentation on the altar, a small hidden compartment flips open. Inside, you find another shard that looks almost exactly the same as the first. You should take it back to Icht. Okay. And we can destroy... We've got to enhance here. Zoom in. We can destroy Serpent Shard. Serpent Shard. Okay. Now we have a lot to do around here before we leave. So what we're going to do is we're going to fully buff for this one. So I'm going to put on some power-ups here, and I'm going to throw on some Shadow Paw, because we're going to have to do a lot of physical persuasion in this area, if you get my drift. We don't need that one yet. So when you come over the hill from the Serpent Shard ruin, you'll see these barracks. You'll see that we have a green waypoint coming out of that far one. We want to get in there because that will activate a quest that is required for Fate of the Galaxies. So what I recommend doing is carefully navigating around Vansk of the Blackguard and his troops. Vansk is actually a fairly tough fight with 150,000 HP, level 80 boss, and a lot of NPCs nearby. So if you're going to take him out, be pretty mindful about it. If you're not very geared for it, maybe just try and avoid him, but we can't sneak through there. Unfortunately, these towers are kind of an ass to get around. I kind of want to just kill Vansk, but I don't want to set a bad example. But if we go around this way, let's just start icing some Blackguards here. Wow, you all have... I didn't know you all were gonna just jump up on me there. Well, I guess that's better than most of the NPCs are just like, oh, my friend's getting killed. Cool. So let's come around this way. Let's just slip in here and click this old box, or radio it and do inspect. Inspecting the object starts a quest. Accept. Splinters of a crystal. Inside the old box, you find some small splinters of what appears to be a crystal. You scoop them up, put them in your backpack for now. Okay, so we have these crystal splinters. We have to go around this area collecting the fragments. Certain parts of the fragments are only attainable based on your location. So there's some specific triggers we're going to want to hit while we move around. So the first one I recommend doing is checking for Zulz. Zulz is a evil force sensitive around the area that is being hunted by some Sith hunters or something. And he will be slain by them, and he has a few spots where he can appear, and the Sith hunters will respawn. So the reason I want to check for Zulz first is because he might be alive, and we might be able to get the crystal off of him before the Sith hunters get him. If he's not around, then we're not going to worry about it. But there are multiple points where Zulz can be. You can see in the list of waypoints on the right side. Oh yeah, I forgot the treasure guards all have lightsabers. Don't worry about it. There's Zulz 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what that's about. Zulz is right here. But before we can actually defeat Zulz, we have to trigger... Oh yeah, here's the Inquisition Dark Troopers. They'll spawn in and slowly patrol around. But let's go over here first before we attack Zulz, which he's already fighting them, so hopefully we can trigger this fast. I think. Please God. Well, he's gonna die anyways, and I can't get him to trigger, so we're just gonna do something regretful. Yep. Okay, that didn't count. Well, he was gonna die anyways. I kind of knew that was gonna happen. So yeah, you have to approach certain points. So eventually, we're unfortunately gotta wait for Zulz to reappear. Hopefully, we get lucky and he reappears a little bit later. Maybe they'll start over here. Yeah, this quest is kind of annoying. I've always found it frustrating. This is the target location, though, for Q43P. And we deal with the Rebel Codex. You dig through the Rebel with your hands and spot what you guess is Codex from Q4P3's description. As you grab it, you hear something behind you. A Trinity assassin. He's dead. I don't believe there's anything else to do for collector's business here. Nope, go head back. All right, let's see if we can't get Fragments of the Past to trigger. Yeah, Fragments of the Past is one of my least favorite requirements because of the Zulz spawn rate and having to trigger the pop-up, and the pop-up doesn't usually like to consistently appear. There might be a waypoint that I might be able to find that's missing here. Yeah, I might have to actually look at the wiki for this one, because I'm not getting it to trigger. One moment. Apparently hum 1 occurs southern end of the camp. That's what I needed to trigger first before I could do anything, before I could trigger hum 2, which would then trigger... Oh, it's here. Okay. So if we go up this way, we'll carefully take out some of these Blackguard elite minions. And there's the hum. Strange vibrations. All of a sudden, you feel something vibrating in your backpack, and you hear a low humming sound. As you open your backpack, you can see that it seems to have come from the crystal splinters you found in the box earlier. Once you do expect, I think, the nearby area. Let's destroy this. So those crystal splinters on the ground, I believe, are what they want us to mess with. But Sansi of the Kursk is standing here, and I don't like his attitude. He's level 82, a little bit stronger than Vansk. But we're going to kick his butt, because he's probably going to want to mess with us anyways. Anyways, there goes his guards. Nice swift heal proc there. Now the Trinity Assassin. They're attacking me because of the collector's business. I guess it's a time spawn. That's unfortunate, but luckily Sansi's not too bad. What's up, Cyclops? We loot anything cool? No. Alright, let's collect these cluster splinters. More splinters. You found some more splinters. As soon as you put them in your backpack with all the others, the old ones stop vibrating and glowing. Okay. Then we're going to collect this two-handed Taurus sword. Here it is. Add to a two-sword-handed collection. Okay, so now that we completed the Hum 1, we now got to go trigger Hum 2. Let's see. Yep, splinters awake. All of a sudden, familiar vibrations and humming sounds from the crystal splinters start your backpack again. Okay, so now we need to find the other shards. We don't have to collect the other pile of rubble, do we? Yeah, you do. No luck. While searching the rubble, you get an uneasy feeling that someone is watching you but can't see anyone. You finish going through the rubble but find nothing of interest. Keep looking around the area. I feel like that's about the collector's business. I think that's the collector's business, but you need to skip clicking on that one. I don't even know Zul's respawn pattern or time, by the way. You can spawn at 4 locations. So if you ever get lost in doing fragments of the past, you'll just need to go to the wiki page, and they have all the waypoints on there. Unfortunately, I don't know how long it's going to take for Zul's to show up again. That was pretty unfortunate that he got slain right as we showed up and didn't have the hum activated because we didn't do the first one. Will the third one trigger even if I didn't do the first one? Or second one? Like, do I have to kill Zul's first? That's unfortunate if that's the case. I always hate how these guys patrol around. They always gaslight me. I'm like, Zul's? Lilith's Bloods. Oh, there's a quest we can do here that's an optional one. That's what we can do while we wait. If you go down to the entry of this camp, down this way, there is Dr. Mifon Liu. Don't even bother trying to go up there. Those stinking Blackguard will not let anyone near their ruins except for Colonel Gnarl's crew, of course. He might as well just turn right around and head the other way. Why would the Blackguards try to stop me? They want the treasures that are in the ruins for themselves. I tried to explain to them that I only wanted to study those relics, but they didn't believe me. I was lucky to get out of there in one piece. At least Colonel Gnarl agreed to let me study anything they pull out of the ruins before they sell them. What are you, some sort of archaeologist? That is exactly what I am. I am Dr. Mifon Liu of the Theed Academy. I came here when I heard a rumor of amazing discoveries coming from these perfectly preserved ruins. It is amazing to think that where we are now was a once thriving temple during the period of the Old Republic. That was thousands of years ago, of course. So who is this Colonel Gnarl? He is a treasure hunter like so many others all over this planet. I don't think he is a real colonel, though. I think he just likes the sound of it. He is nice enough to me, but he probably wouldn't take kindly to anyone else. He seems to be the only one that the Blackguard cannot push around. Why is that? Colonel Gnarl has a pretty big career. The Blackguard use some pretty strange powers, but Colonel outnumbers them. They seem to have developed a truce of sorts. The two sides have divided the ruins between them. Leave each other and leave each other alone. Of course, whenever anyone new shows up, they both turn on the newcomer. I'm guessing that the Blackguard have something you wish to study. Only the heart of the whole ruins. The primary temple is located on their side, and they won't let me anywhere near it. Their leader, Sansi, is there most of the time studying it. I told him that I could help him, but he just laughed, and then I couldn't breathe. He really freaks me out. Well, maybe perhaps I help you. Hopefully I don't have to kill Sansi, because I already did. I don't know exactly what you can do for me, but if you go up there, the Blackguard will definitely attack you, and I'm pretty sure the Colonel will too. Like I said before, you should just turn around and head the other way. Don't worry about me, I can handle myself. In that case, I wish you well. If you make it out of there alive, perhaps you should stop by and tell me what you saw. I have to defeat 10 Blackguard. Okay, as we do that, we're going to keep an eye out for Zul's. One time I was doing this, and I had the hum, but when I drove with the Zul's, he was started getting attacked by the Inquisitors. And I just, like, really quickly just hurried over there and beat him up. That was nice. That was good. This less good. This was, like, worst situation. It'd be faster if I killed you all at once. The elite Blackguard was like, yeah, nah, I'm not messing with whatever the hell's happening there. I pulled off Vance. I don't want to fight you yet, dude. You might be a quest. Leave me alone. Well, obviously they're not doing too much. It's gonna snare him and run away. I can't remember if we have to fight Vance or not in this archaeologist problem quest line. So I'd rather not slay him if I don't have to. I'll check for results down here while I run away. Clearly he's not as starting at Sansi, but granted there are 2 levels between them. 80 versus 82. We'll check waypoint 4. I don't think Zos is here. I think Zos's respawn is unfortunately long. Can't say how long, but I want to say at least 10 minutes, if not much longer. But an archaeologist problem is not a required quest for the Galaxy again, just doing it for funsies. But we're back with Dr. Mifan Liu. Good to see you again, my friend. Now, how was your trip in the ruins? Did you see anything of interesting? I wasn't there looking around. I took care of some business. What do you mean? I eliminated in the Blackguard for you. What? I must say that is most impressive, but I fear that your efforts were wasted. The real problem is with the Blackguard leaders. Even if you took out all the minions, they would never let me near the ruins. The Sansi character, and his woman, Vance, his woman. She is a real mean one. This is just a guess, but I don't think she was hugged enough as a child. Those 2 alone could easily keep me from going anywhere near those ruins. I see. Well, perhaps it's time for me to get back to work. What are you going to do? You're better off not knowing. Well, okay, we'll just wait here. Defeat Vansk of the Blackguard. That's exactly why I didn't slay Vance, because I was pretty sure. Alright, this might get a little spicy, because I'm going to hit them all at once. So, let me take some spicy. They also were doing... Were they doing... No, they were doing Heat Dot. Okay, well this time I was able to lure some of them out. Hey guys. Blackguard Wilder. Going buck wild with them force powers. Oh, Sansi has a pretty short respawn. That's nice. I wish Sauce did. Gonna let my AoEs take care of the surrounding Blackguard, and let's focus on Vance here. Someone play Duel the Fates for me. Nice swift heal. Defeat Vance of the Blackguard. Alright, back to Dr. Liu. I waited right here, just like I said I would. So what's new? What's the news? Vansk will no longer be any hassle to you. You took out Vansk? I was impressed before, but now I am in serious awe. I don't mean to ask this. I have never actually asked for this sort of help before. Could you maybe take care of Sansi too? He scares me a lot, and now that Vansk is gone, he might decide to take out his rage on someone weaker, like me. I was thinking the same thing. I cannot thank you enough. While you go out and do that, I am going to just watch and hope for the best. So what we did last time and take out these guys, even though I don't really think they're... I think we'd be fine even if these guys got in conflict, but just to be safe. Should have ran charge for some reduction, but... Oh well. Feed Sansi the Kursk anyways. We got 2 Cloaks of the Curse, by the way, which is, it's an okay Jedi robe to use if you want to throw a robe on instead of, or a cloak, a Jedi cloak to use. The next best one will be the Jedi Master Cloak, which drops from an instance on Mustafar off of a boss, a chance. The best, though, is the Shatterpoint or Cloak of Hate. The other one is we also lure the Blade of the Betrayer from maybe Vansk. Effect. Advanced Overwhelming Shock. Oh yeah, it has a chance to execute the Overwhelming Shock attack. This I'd say is probably better than Stormcallers, as it has a shock effect. Which, not as good as an element, but hey, better than not having it. Let's go back and turn this into Dr. Lou. You appear to be a little singed. I take it by your appearance that you dealt with Sansa. You better believe it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You made this archaeologist very happy. I don't have much, but I do have some relics that I pulled out of the ruins before I was driven away by this Blackguard. I insist you take one as a payment. You have to twist my arm. Thank you. And thanks again. It gives you the Mustafarian Distance Globe, which binds... Let's... Mustafarian Heat Shock. Your weapon will automatically execute the Heat Shock effect, and it's a level 55 requirement and binds. I don't... It's not really meta. I think it occupies the same buff slot as your injector, question mark. So it's not exactly better. I'd rather have the 100 precision strengths from the Mustafar injector. But that is the reward for that quest, so not a bad one. Let me take one more pass at the Zoss here. If Zoss is not in the sauce, I might just... Oh, nope, there he is. Hey, dude, what's good? Oh, yeah, here's the Inquisition Dark Trooper spawning, right on cue. Too late, beat you to it. Splinter's awake. So that is that for Fragments of the Past. Coincidentally spawned in the same spot. So we have to find 3 more fragments, but they are elsewhere on Mustafar. But we're going to head north to the miner camp and deal with some of the striking miners. I'm going to clear out my waypoints as we go over that way. Okay, so we are at the striking miners camp. And if you come up the main entry point on the east side, let's see if we can find a named NPC, who's one of my favorite NPCs in the game. Just a classic guy to run into. He spawns at the base and he passes through the camp and out to the opposite side. Either he might have despawned, as he does despawn and then respawn at that point, or maybe someone defeated him. He doesn't appear to be here. His name is Bokar Durst. Well, we'll see if we can't find him on the way out. But while we're here, we got a few things to do. First of all, let's collect this Kubaza carbine, which is part of the carbine collection. So let's just keep that rolling. Next, let's speak with Foreman Nufra Lazop, who we're trying to get to bring back to the negotiations table. For reference, this is not a Fate of the Galaxy required quest. This is the one that refers to the strike. But we speak with him. He said, I can't talk to you right now. I have too much planning to do. Erp sent me to talk with you. Erp, so you're just some company messenger boy. I am a girl. You can go tell Erp that I am not interested in anything more the company has to say. We are going to start our own company. That will show them. Listen, I am not a company messenger. I just want to help. Yeah, right. Like, I haven't heard that one before. Now, run along. I think I hear your master calling. I don't work for the company. I am trying to help. Okay, Mr. Helpful Guy. Prove it. There is a place called Tulrus Isle out in the lava flows. The Tulrus are known to nest there. You go, collect me 10 Tulrus eggs, and that will show me you are more than just talk. If you can bring me those eggs, we will at least start talking with the company again. Tulrus lay eggs? Sure they do. The steady heat on this rock makes incubation a snap. All you need to do is to travel out there, find their nesting sites, reach on into the nest, and pull out the eggs. Be careful, you won't want to be trampled by angry mama while stealing your eggs. It's a deal. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. This is Pizza Planet. For those who don't know, I like to refer to Mustafar as Pizza Planet because all the lava just looks like melted cheese on pizza. There's also Miner Renlo Hens, who has an optional quest for us. Welcome, Offworlder. I wish I could greet you in a better time, but when things are not so dire, but I'm afraid that we have lots of troubles. Really? What could be so dire besides a bounty hunter's snares and roots? Nah, whatever. Well, as you can see, work in this camp has shut down. Headquarters simply is working us too hard without proper conversations, so we have to stand up for ourselves. Naturally, that means we haven't seen any fresh supplies in days. And to make matters worse, we are being hunted by a pack of Zandanks. Zandanks? What, aren't they usually further east? How would I know that? I haven't even been here that long. Yeah, it's very strange to see a pack this far west. We have our suspicions that someone might have intentionally placed this pack in this region just to cause us some problems. Not that we could prove anything, of course. That pack has been causing all sorts of problems with our crews out in the field trying to gather up any supplies we can get our hands on. Why don't you just hunt down and kill the pack? I wish we could. With everything else going on, we just do not have the manpower to spend hunting down a pack of Zandanks. That are really just a nuisance. Tell you what, I'll hunt them down for you. You would? That'd be so wonderful. That would be wonderful, I'm sure. where they are. I'm not sure where they are, but I do know that the last place they were spotted. If you can search around that area, maybe you can track them down. I would just ask that if you find them, you eliminate the whole pack, especially the pack leader. In fact, bring back the head of the pack leader so I can report to the boys that the Zandanks are good. Thanks again. Or dead. Thanks again. Okay, we're going to go up the hill. And we're going to do a moral choice. Where is it in this list? There it is. A moral choice. This is the fate of the galaxy required, so we're going to come over here. And we can do the dirty business and sabotage their camp, or we can speak with Minor Strike Leader. How may I assist? What's going on here? Not much. I can see that. How come? We are on strike. Why? Recently, we found out that one of our executives in our corporation is skimming bonus money that should be going to us, the workers. The corporation doesn't take any allegations seriously, though, so we're not working. You don't say? Do you have any proof? Why do you ask? Well, I was sent here by that executive to sabotage. I'm going to rat him out. Yeah, so, you know, why not? I knew it. I was wondering how long it would take for him to resort that kind of action. How come you were telling me? That guy deserves to be taught a lesson. Interesting. You asked earlier if we have proof, and we indeed do. The problem is that the executive's men will probably attack us on sight if we go near their headquarters. You, on the other hand, could go in freely. Most likely. Why? If we give you a disk with the proof we have, you can upload it on the corporation's communication network. Then they can't ignore us anymore. Shouldn't be a problem. Good. Here's the disk. You will find the computer terminal inside the main facility. Very well. I'll return when it's done. I look forward to it. Be careful. The guards at the executive's payroll. They will try to stop you and figure out what you have to do. So there is a choice here. You can either choose to help the miners that are striking for, you know, better pay, benefits, etc., or you can try and sabotage them. But we're going to assist them. Technically, it's faster to sabotage, but VUM supports unions, I guess. Here's Voker Doucette, my favorite Nemodian that randomly wanders this part of Mustafar. We're going to beat him up really fast. I won't rip open with all my AoEs. I don't really want to attack all the miner boys. Let's see, did we loot anything good? Nope. So he has a chance to loot a warmly glowing object, which can be used in conjunction with the Chugon Dark Cube. And it's called a dimly glowing battery. Sorry, not a warmly, a dimly. He drops a glowing object. And the dimly glowing battery can be used in a lot of popular combinations. The one that I specifically use it for is for Septic Powder and a Willpower Injector, which are items used to boost my luck during reverse engineering, as they occupy unique buff slots that can boost my luck, which specifically helps with the chances of getting 35s, and more importantly, yeah, that's it, 35s, because I don't think luck has a big effect on generating power-ups. Yeah, I don't think it's a major thing. Hold on. Okay, so while we are here, though, well, I came over here because I'm going to be calling out my Snowspeeder, and we're going to reprogram it. And we're going to wipe over the Imperial base that we did with Secrets of the Sirens, and we're going to do Striking Minor Campus. We're going to need to come back here for a few things. So that'll expedite the travel process. But what we're going to do is let's continue on hunting this Zandank pack, which is called a Whole Pack of Trouble. Again, this one's optional, but we're going to drive over the waypoint that was provided to us. We have to track down this pack. The pack is somewhere in the area. You could actually see them from where I was standing. Well, see the location where they are, but they wouldn't be rendered in. But we have to trigger this in a certain order, so let's go over here. Search the under area. A Zandank resting spot, which is a circular rock. I'm trying to examine. Oh, there it is. Follows the pack's trail. You locate some Zandank tracks heading off east. Let's follow the waypoint. Let's search the area again. Here's another Zandank resting spot. We're doing the little search animation. After resting here for a while, the pack appears to have turned north. Let's go north. All right, so we're coming over onto the Zandank location. So let's get our buffs going here. Not a difficult fight, but we do have to eliminate 6 members of the pack, the head of the pack, and the head of the pack. So let's just target the pack leader here, who is a level 79. Throw out AoEs and just start going ham. Come on, bring it on, you monsters. Well, we almost got it all done in one fight, but was a little bit far. Okay, we gotta go back to Minor Renlo Hens, but I think that's all really he needs from us, so I'm not gonna worry about it. In fact, what we're gonna do is we're gonna head east over into the Burning Plains, and we're gonna see about flushing out these Kubaza beetles. Which, by the way, this next quest, clear out the beetle nest. This one is not labeled as a group quest, but I would label it as a group quest. At level, this one is fairly lethal, especially if you activate too many objectives at once, as we have to click multiple nests. And every time you click a nest and it destroys, there's a little bit of delay, but then you're jumped by Kubaza beetles. So I highly recommend doing one nest at a time. And when you're about on the last one, I believe that's when a queen will spawn. You'll have to take her out, and she's a little tough. So again, don't rush this quest. It's pretty lethal at level. Maybe bring your friend if you're trying to still level up here. But if you're level 90, you got some gear, it shouldn't prove too bad. Let's put a big asterisk there. Which, by the way, if you come to this camp, go inside. You can wait. And click right here on the Taskmaster Flechette, which is the Flechette pistols that the Rhodians were referring to back in the ED hunting grounds, I believe. Or Ryat? Someone talked about a Flechette, but that's what it looks like. We got that, though. Let's just start with the nests over here. And again, we're going to take these nice and slow. We do want to back up. If you're next to the nest, you will take damage from the explosion, like we've seen with other quests. And considering we're going to have to wait for the Kubaza beetles to spawn. Again, let's not rush it. Kubaza beetles are quite frustrating to fight for a variety of reasons. One, they can inflict the enfeeble buff on you, which reduces your damage output by 20%. Just flat, pretty nasty. Second of all, they have bolster armor as a defensive ability, increasing their armor by quite a bit. If you are a medic, you can purge bolster armor on the target, which I highly recommend doing. Speeds up slaying them. There's the first nest, though. But you can see destroying each nest spawns quite a few of them, which is why, again, I am recommending doing them one at a time. Alright, here's this one. Let's purge that enfeeble with our synaptic stimulator ability. This time I whipped out all... Oh, you can also see Kubaza beetles, by the way, explode when they die. So if you don't want to take extra damage, back off. That will be more pertinent when we are doing a instance later, as part of the Champions of Mustafar quest line. I'm gonna wait. One time I did this quest and I hit all the layers at once and spawned all these Kubaza beetles simultaneously. That was a riot. Snap and stimulator. Swift heal. Got a lot of swift heal procs today. It's nice. Let's run inspiration anyways. I do have pistol drill masters macro running, so we can get extra procs from that. Let's click on that. We do have to fight a queen, right? I'm not hallucinating that. Maybe she'll spawn after this wave. Maybe I am hallucinating that. Queen Kubaza beetles can spawn in the wild, so it's possible that I just ran into one once and I'm hallucinating that. Oh no, clear up any remaining ones. Here we go. So I don't see a queen here. Whatever. I mean, I don't mind either way. It's not like I'm like looking to slay a queen. They're not particularly hard. I think they're just maybe a little bit higher level. Yeah, see, that one's a little bit dangerous. Okay, that's all of them. Okay, so technically a queen doesn't spawn, but all these guys spawn. Now you can see activating those all at once was a pretty terrible idea. If we go in my inventory, though, you see that I have a massive Zandig jaw. If I study the jaw closely, you get a quest to hunt 25 Zandank. We looted that from one of the Zandank. So there's a few looted creature parts. Oh, there's an ISO to keep that can grant repeatable quests. That's one of them. We'll see some others later. I activate them. I don't really go out of my way to do them. I just kind of like, well, if I end up killing that many while questing, they'll give you some extra credits. And again, they're repeatable. But next we're going to go progress the Cursed Shard. We're going to go trigger the second one, and then we're going to see if a friend of mine is around here. Just for the memes. I'm going to look around. I'm going to keep an eye out for my... Oh, actually, my buddy's right there. Oh, it's dangerous. Suddenly your backpack becomes really warm. As you take it off and look inside, you see that the crystal meth ball gave you earlier is glowing red, sizzling and melting things around it. When you cover your hands and reach for it, all of a sudden it stops glowing, and now it's cold to the touch. Like what you just saw, it never happened. So let's wait for a second. We are going... Oh, hey, playing Tanray, baby. Nice. We are going to get jumped again by some enemies. This time they're going to be a little bit more difficult, though. There they are. And with the feeble. Ooh, that was a little spicy. Got some good 1-2s in on me there. A little lady elites, huh? Coincidence? That was strange. Almost like the crystal that Menthol gave you called out for those creatures. Okay. Okay, so here's my friend. Their name is Malfosa. They're a big, iggy-looking monster thingy. You guys want to see if I can 1v1 them? Level 80. How much HP? 225. That's higher than Sansi and Advanced, I believe. Yeah, let's go for Breath of Heaven. I know you have a disease ability. I'm very familiar with you. And let's see. Let's pop Neutron Pixie for some extra defense. And I think this is going to be a parry rating moment. I think this is going to be more of a war of attrition than it is just pure damage. So this one has a very long respawn timer. On live, it was like 12 hours. So you usually get around the like a server reset. I don't know if it's been reduced on Legends, but let's get him. That looks like a facehugger a little bit. We're gonna go hard though on this one because again, it's more of a battle of attrition here, so I'm not messing around. Pop charge, pop electro binoculars. Got a defensive rally point up to reduce incoming damage by 5% and give us an even more dodge chance. And with our parry power-ups, we're over 50% chance total to completely evade any attacks coming at us. And to keep purging that dot as it appears, even though I did put the disease absorption up. But I'd rather take no damage than some damage, especially since having some pretty good luck on the action. Granted, we did pop charge, which has an action cost reduction on it. Gonna pop inspiration manually here, and we defeated it. Let's see. Good, we got the warmly glowing poison gland. The warmly glowing poison gland is a Shugandar Q component, and it's used to generate an item using I think it's called a warmly glowing antidote, which drops from one of the instances, and another item that I can't remember right now, that is used to make a injector that is used to get into a boss chamber. And we will be doing that boss later, likely with the help of my medic, as it is, it's soloable, but kind of a pain in the butt. I'm still waiting for the Shard update. I actually was kind of doing that to kill time a little bit. Let's go over to the Ancient Jundank, and, or actually I could go down here too. Yeah, that'll work. Let's go to the crashed ship site, and let's start the Salvage or Die quest, which was from Foreman Chivos and continues the prerequisites for the Champions of Mustafar quest. And I realized this is kind of an info dump when we're on Mustafar. It's a lot to take in, which is I highly recommend checking out the wikis, looking up specific quest. If you go to and look at my level 90 starter guide video, I do go over Mustafar and give the quest list for what is required for Fate of the Galaxy. And I also talk about the Champions of Mustafar questline. Also, here is the Trandoshan suppressor pistol at the end of the bridge. This is used for the pistol collection. There it is. We got this earlier on Kashyyyk, right? We did that quest. Did we do that quest? Maybe we didn't. Maybe that's the looted weapon skin. It's all Kashyyyk's all blurred together for me. In fact, what we're gonna do while we are here, let's hop off. Let's call in my instant travel vehicle. Let's manage. Let's actually we do that. I didn't realize I had it on here twice. Central Volcano. This is another thing to help us get around quickly, as we will be coming back here a few times. All right, so now we have to collect the we have to salvage the 4 rods that we were told that are needed to replace the generator. There are 3 of them that we need to find, and 1 that we have to collect from a salvage leader. Typically, I approach this crash site from the south, which makes it easier for me to remember where these things are, as I know one of them's kind of far up here. I might have driven right over it. Hashtag jetpack problems. No. Oh, no, here it is. Power core rod housing. So here's the first or last one, depending if you're approaching from the south or the north. So we'll click that. So we're basically looking for those, and we're also looking for salvage leaders, as they seem to be carrying one. Somehow we've divined that information. There's a salvage bandit chief. I think this is what they mean by leader. Whoops. Oh, there's the update for the cursed shard, by the way. Too much. You can feel the warmth emitting from menth polished shard again. Not as hot at the time, but not as hot this time, but you can swear that you hear a voice whispering in your head. This can all go away. Just set me free, over and over again. You may want to think about getting rid of the cursed thing. Let's do that right. Let's finish collecting the rods, then we'll do that. One thing at a time. Go back to salvage or die, please. We did find one from the chief. So we need to find 2 more housings, one of which is right up over here, near this piece of starship. Click. And then the other one is across this lava, and this is another spot where you'll commonly see people AFK farming, specifically because they drop a collection item that some people want. Also, check this out. These are the thing markers that I'm supposed to be clicking. Oh, we're about cruiser. They give you lore and they go towards that surveying quest I picked up earlier, but this remains the remains of this cruiser were excavated during the Clone Wars by the Separatists. After a brief period where they had sealed the area off, the Separatists left the area and began to work on their new factory. Warning, salvage bandits have moved into this area and have begun dismantling the ship. They are highly dangerous and will kill inside. Thanks. But if we look right around this lava flow, we're going to click this power core rod housing. Now I have to go back to former Chivos, I believe. But we're actually going to do the next part of the cursed shard. So you have a decision to make here. You can either destroy the shard or pass it off to someone else like Menth Paul did. I don't really think there's a difference in ending or reward of what you do. We're going to destroy the shard. That is the good thing to do, quote unquote. If you wanted to get rid of the shard, if you go back to the Mensix mining facility into the cantina, I have a waypoint for it. Yeah, there's that large guy named Ugo, which is a terrible name. The quest writers knew what they did when they named that guy. You can pawn it off on him. That is the not your problem option, but we're going to destroy the shard because, yeah, why not? It seems like that's what the shard wants, maybe. So let's just go this way. What it wants? As you get closer to the volcano, the shard springs to life again, and the whispers in your head grows stronger. Yes, keep going. Set me free at last. I can't take it anymore. It kind of implies that you need to go towards the volcano. Now you got to go over here to this bridge. And as you cross the bridge... There you go. Time to end it. You take one last look at the shard and then toss it into the molten lava. As the sizzling disappears under the surface, you can swear that you hear it whispering saying, "Free. Finally, I'm free." And then it melts. Spooky. Yes, there you go. I was waiting for that. The tide turns. As you start to leave the area, you notice something shining among the rubble of the lava rocks at your feet. It looks to be a pair of strange alien gloves. Maybe the bad luck the cursed shard brought with it is gone already. And you are rewarded the microsensory mesh gloves, which if you wear these gloves, they will give you a buff called Here's Touch, which I think just raises your agility. Which is better than nothing if you don't have 35s in your gloves. We're not going to be wearing those, though. We already got better gear. But that might be nostalgic to some players. You can always tell if someone doesn't have their full set of 35s is if they have like a DNA-looking buff on their buff bar and you hover over it, it says microsensory mesh gloves. Because, you know, like you don't have 35 gloves on. So you kind of get the state of where they're at when it comes to overall content. But we're going to come over here. This is for Skull of the Jundak. We're going to ignore the fact that something's trying to eat our ass right now. Mustafar is a pretty hostile place. So this is the quest we got from that bleached Jundak skull we saw earlier. And the quest basically, hey, you want one for yourself? Go out here and kill this ancient Jundak, which we will do. Level 84 elite, kind of scary for the unprepared, not scary for us. And now we can bleach the skull, which we can do back at the Mustafar Mining's facility. Which, let's see, where are we at? I do think it's time to head back to the mining facility. I know we're not completely done yet, but we're running short on time for the day. So what I'm going to do is, since we're out here, I'm going to drop an ITV point at Birkin's Flow so we can come back here quickly next time. I'll just do it right here. This is fine. Oh yeah, so we're back with Chief Armstrong, so the deed's done. Yeah, I took care of the sick miners. It had to be done. Trillium is not a nice thing. I've heard that you are lucid during the most painful parts of the death. Anyways, me and the boys want you to have this for taking care of our friends. Now, if you excuse us, we need to bury our friends. And he gives us the modified Mustafarian pistol, which, as you can see, not a bad pistol if you don't have one, level 88. But it is locked to smugglers, so rip. Oh yeah, the miners at the striking camp that we're siding with wants us to use this terminal. So we upload the data to the terminal. And after clicking that terminal, there's no going back. You have picked your side in a moral choice. And now we need to go back to the camp and speak with them. But if we come back over here, let's talk to Q4P3 for a collector's business. It says, you are back, Vum. It is marvelous to see you again. I'm getting the feeling that you have good news for me. I hope so. Q4P3, I found this little thing. Yes, this looks... Wait, no, this is not it. It's interesting, though. It seems to be an information storage device. Something odd about it. I think it has a secondary function, but I'm not sure what it is. What kind of information is stored on it? It's very old, and I can only discern a fragment of it. The rest seems to be corrupted. It says... was going to, according to plans until yesterday, the weakling Jedi is some sort of secret weapon, and I can feel the effects of it already now. I can sense that our master knows what it is, but he has revealed nothing, only forced us to press on even harder. How odd. I wonder how old it is. Anyway, I'm getting shot. Hold on, Q4P3. Corrupt security guard. This is a side effect of interacting with the mining control panel. If you sabotage the mining camp, you get jumped by other miners, so. How odd. I wonder how old it is. Anyway, I'm sorry it's not the Codex. As I am, nevertheless, you have performed your part flawlessly. I am obligated and honored to reward you for your services. You can keep this device, and I will deposit 10,000 credits into your bank account immediately. Most kind, Q4P3. Thank your master for me. I will indeed, Vum. You take care. Take well of your care. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Q4P3 doesn't have anything else for us. So this is the Sith Holocron. It doesn't have a level requirement. Forbidden knowledge abilities are increased. It gives you a moderate buff, but it overlaps with some other buffs. I generally don't use this one. Oh yeah, I forgot. In this room, there's a lava cannon if you want to add that to your special heavy weapons collection. So let's click on that. Boom. We have not done the request yet. Let's speak to Ithis Olak for symbols of Kuju Gundar Cube as I puke on his shoes. Ah, the intrepid archaeologist has returned. Were you able to find the Old Republic ruins? Did you take the notes from the symbol stones? Yes, I have them for you right here. Excellent. Let me see. Now to compare it to the scroll. Ah, of course. That's what that means. That all makes sense now. Would you like to see how it works? Let me show you. Take this cube. You can keep it. I have plenty of others. Oh, and these 3 objects. Okay, what do? I've initiated the cube. Initialize the cube so now that it can be open. Just open it like you might any other container and place the items that I gave you inside. I see, then what? Once the items are inside, close the cube and activate it using the radial interface there on the cube. Okay, then what? Then you should have a brand new item inside, significantly different from the original items you put in there. Isn't that marvelous? Is there anything else I should know? Just remember that you must combine exactly 3 items in the cubes. It won't work with only 1 or 2, and you will not be able to combine every single item. Only certain items that have an appropriate force alignment will work in the cube. Does that make sense? Yes, thank you for the explanation. No, thank you for all your help. Good luck out there. So for this reward, you get the Chugonar cube, as I stated, which you can open it as a container. It has 3 slots. Here is what it looks like, for those curious. A mysterious cube purported to be a copy of the legendary device created by the Jedi Master Chugonar. So as part of this quest, he gives us a barely glowing old cup, a barely glowing old data pad, and a barely glowing work light. And if you radio the Chugonar cube, activate, it'll give you a minor health stem as a reward, as a result. So it can do a lot of different things. It can give you consumable items. It can give you straight up weapons. So like the Collar of Storms I showed you earlier, or even this Mustafar pistol. There's certain combinations that will yield a weapon output. These weapons and armor pieces you can generate here have varying levels of quality. Generally, though, they're not better than what you can get from crafted from a trader. However, you can generate schematics and components required to complete those schematics. So, for example, if you wanted a lava cannon that has a similar output to a rocket launcher, in terms of damage and elemental bonuses, you can generate a lava cannon schematic with a specific combination, then a lava cannon coil. Take that to a weaponsmith and they can craft that up for you. If you ever want to know what the combinations are, the SWG Legends Wiki and SWG Wiki have some combinations listed on there. Similarly, the SWG Junkyard website that I've talked about before during the Hinatsari Point Station, I believe. Yes. They have also a list of Chugonar combinations that you can do and sort through yourself. So I recommend checking that out. Some of the other fun combinations are schematics for special furniture. So definitely a lot of cool things you can get out of it. If you do your little bit of homework on it, there's definitely a lot of rewards to be yielded from it. Let's go back down here. And let's speak with Icht. Well, let's speak with Foreman Chivos, then Icht. I swear, I do not have all the Chugonar combinations in my brain. I can't remember anyone's... Even when I generate the luck buffs that I always use for Adventures Engineering, I have them written down in a separate document. I always have to go back and reread them. Either way, back with Foreman Chivos. Do you have the power rods for me? Yes, here they are. You did a great job. As promised, here is your payment for saving us all. I knew you were going places when we first talked. Milo Mensix wants to talk to you. Who is Milo Mensix? Only the head of Mensix Court. If he wants to see you, it is something big. You should go see him right away. Thanks again for coming through. For this quest, we get a reward with a Miner's Medallion, which gives us advanced fire protection, which is another buff. No, it doesn't help against heat, I think. I think it gives you other stats. It might give you heat protection. Either way, it's not better than our 5-piece, obviously. But we also need to still bleach that Jundank skull, which I believe there's a vat of bleach just sitting around in here. No, I guess it's in a different room. I'll find it. Love drinking bleach. Oh, you know what? I think it was back in the room with QP. We'll go back in there. But either way, here's Icht. There you are. Have you had any luck? Indeed, I found the thief and have retrieved the shard. What about the thief? I had no choice. She forced me to kill her. That is excellent news. No one steals from Icht and gets away with it. No one. All right. Well, I have your shard, plus another one that I found. Oh, yeah, the shard and the other one. You say, strange little things. They seem to fit together. Odd, I can't pull them apart again. Anyway, I don't want them. Take them. And, of course, here's your payment for a job well done. You don't even want it back? No, the shard wasn't very interesting. But as I said, no one steals from Icht and gets away with it. Yeah, I got it. That's right. Don't you forget it. So the reward is 20,000 credits in the Shard of the Serpent, which this one is useful. It biolinks. and gives you the harmonious counteraction. The reason I say this is useful is your resistance to dot effects are increased once activated. It will overwrite your Mustafar injector, but for fights where the enemy has a very powerful damage over time effect, so a good example is like spider bosses or some of the creatures in the Mustafarian instances will do layer have very powerful diseases or bleeds. If you are a profession that can't purge those or purge those quickly, this will definitely help you a lot in dealing with that damage. It does have a bit of a cooldown, so you can't keep it up all the time. But when it's done, you can just put your Mustafar injector right back on. We have nothing else to do in the cantina. Let's go over and speak with Pawaz Wazah, everyone's favorite Thorian here on Mustafar, and resolve being a good Samaritan. Here is Pawaz Pawah. You're back. Where is it? Give it to me. So our options are, you seem a little obsessed. Are you sure it's healthy for you? I'm sorry, friend. I couldn't find it. Maybe it's for the best. Yeah. Calm down. There was talk of a reward. I didn't find the darn thing, and I'm tired of this. I'm gonna pick the third one. That seems most in character for fun. Yes, of course. But first, the crystal. Now. I can say fine or now. Just keep it like fine, but you better have my reward ready. And he goes, yes. Finally, it's mine, and I will show you the ghost how wrong he was. All the power will be mine. Something Pawaz. I didn't finish it. Pawaz takes the crystal in his hand, kneels down, and smashes it on the ground, laughing hysterically. Ha ha ha. He's all mine now, and for you, foolish mortal, kneel, accept your reward. Peace. As you put poor Pawaz to pieces at last, you notice that his smashed crystal pieces are still scattered in the ground. You collect them in a little box, and can feel the power within them is still there. The taint of the entity that was locked inside is almost gone. So you get the Wild Forest Shard at the end of this, which is it gives you an offensive buff. It's okay until you get a different buff item, which will be getting later in this series of Mustafar quests, but not bad. I somehow activated my sprint stim on accident, but that's okay. Let's go in here. She with Ulan Glost. Right, didn't do that one yet. Let's talk of Donko Jen. The reports just came in. Nicely done. You have proven that you have a fine addition to our team. I don't work for the company. Yes, I think that with you around, we will have the finest crew in the whole company. You just say you don't work for the company? That is what I've been trying to tell you. Well, maybe you should keep this under wraps. Having you go out and take care of that nest wasn't exactly legit, according to the company bylaws. In fact, take this payment and just be done with it. So we get 10,000 credits. It's 110,000 XP. We get the mounted Kubaza beetle head, which is a piece of furniture. Neat. And I don't believe you have anything else to say. Nope. Okay, let's go back in the room with Q4P because I forgot to bleach the skull while I was in there. There's the vat of bleach. Lovely smell. We place the skull in the vat of bleach. And then I guess we just have to wait. I'm going to double bleach it just to get that extra whiteness in it. And then we're going to retrieve it from the vat. And there it is. We got the Jundak skull placed, which is another cool kind of like hunting trophy. The skull of a Jundak mounted in a decorative fashion. Pretty cool. Okay, now we are done turning things in here. We're going to go back to the miners' striking camp and turn in a few quests there really quickly. So let's skedaddle on over there. Oh, I forgot to talk to Milo. We'll do that. I was so focused on turning in quests, I forgot about picking up the next one. Oh, well. It's okay. We gotta go back to Mensix. Well, technically I don't, but I will. Just for you all. Keep it nice and tidy, you know? My favorite Nemodian's back, everybody. Vokar, what's good, my man? I'm gonna beat you up. Give me your batteries. Did I get a battery? Yeah, there it is. There's one of my favorite glowing items. Dimly glowing battery. Another popular combination for this thing back on live was to make one of the lava cannons. That was one of the 3 items you needed for it. So, not bad. Alright, so let's come back in here. First, let's speak to Minor Renlil Hens, as we did defeat the Zandank pack. We did not go collect Taurus eggs. That'll be for next time. Hello again. Did you manage to track down that pack of Xandex? Sure did, and I brought back the pack leader head too. That's the best news that I have heard in a long time. I must say that I am highly impressed you were able to do this so quickly. Hold on a moment. There, done. Here, please take this for your troubles. It's a trophy to show everyone the excellent Zandank hunter you are. Thanks again, my friend. And we do get a mounted Zandank head as a reward. Silly little feline bug things. But we're back up with the mining strike leader to report our success. Why is he so much bigger than all the other miners? Whatever. My friend, we have already heard the good news. I believe the corporation is setting up the trial for that scum as we speak, and I've received word that they are sending a negotiator out here to come to an agreement. We couldn't thank you enough. Felt good sticking it to that pompous vermin. I agree. Now, we are by no means rich, but we all chipped in and have managed to put together a credit reward. We also have the hologram for you to remember us by. I'm most grateful. Thank you for that. We're the ones that are grateful, my friend. Take care of yourself. So yeah, the reward for this is a miner's hologram. It looks like these miners. If you have the executive, you get a hologram of him. I'm glad that these are helping guide you through the game, Sex Mug. I know they're not formally structured as a guide, and I know sometimes I get lost and turn around, but I'm glad that they can serve somewhat of reference. Fun fact, if I was to pull out the cables from their power generator, all the miners would become hostile, and I would get jumped by 2 miners with lightsabers. Apparently working out on Mustafar just slowly makes you force sensitive. Also, their lightsabers are red, so take that for what you will. Just like the treasure hunters. I don't know. The one thing that I don't like about the Mustafar expansion, the Fate of the Galaxy, is that there are just a bunch of random NPCs with lightsabers that don't seem to be force sensitive. Like, why do a bunch of treasure hunters have red lightsabers? Are they just finding Sith lightsabers everywhere and be like, oh, cool, and they just use them? Like, I don't get it. Okay, let's go pick up the quest from Milo. So the reason I'm not saving this for later, because you can say, well, Burrito, you can get it next time. I am going to forget. If I don't do this now, I'm going to forget. I already know. So let's go talk to Milo. Oh yeah, if you talk to this mining corp executive that you snuffed, he gets pissed at you. He's like, I don't believe anything more to say to each other now, do we? He's mad. Hi, Milo. Also, note how tall I am versus this table. Hello, mister. Can I use some murder for you? I look like a kid in here. Either way, Milo says, hello and welcome. I am Milo Mensix, head of this little operation here. Trivos has kept me informed about your good work for us. I was hoping that maybe I could persuade you to doing some extra work for us. Work that would require your obvious talents. What sort of work are you talking about? I am sure that you have noticed that we are experiencing many different problems here. It is of the utmost importance that we find a way to quickly upgrade this facility so we can stay on schedule and meet our clients' demands. Why is this latest client so important that you would risk your entire facility? It goes well beyond the financial reward, I assure you. If this contract fails, the entire company fails, all of these people will be out of work. I am not so sure that anyone will come back to pick up the pieces like we did with Clegger. This doesn't sound right. Who are these clients? I'm going to be completely honest with you because we need your help. In a most desperate way. The client we are working for is the Empire. They came to us with a very generous offer last year, but they keep altering the deal. Always demanding more. Faster. We cannot keep up anymore. That's the second time we had an altering the deal reference in a quest line in this game, by the way. I just want to note that. So, get out of the deal. Do you not think I have tried that? They said if I failed to meet their expectations, they would take over the operation. They also made it pretty clear that if they had to take over, me and my men would no longer be needed. I can only guess by the presence of those Star Destroyers they didn't mean we wouldn't be fired. No, you would be fired upon. So, there's nothing you can do? We are working our way over our capacity now. I received a message that they want to meet with me later this week. They only do that when they are planning on increasing the requirements yet again. I wish I never made that deal. There's nothing I could do about it now. I have to find out some way to save my men. I was hoping you could help me. What can I do to help? It's a pretty slim chance, but I was hoping that maybe some of the old technology could have an answer to our problems. Our engineers say that even though it is from so long ago, it is incredibly powerful in many ways, more powerful than anything we have now. What old technology? It is said that Mustafar wasn't always like it is now. I don't know if that is true or not, but occasionally we find things. Old things that don't belong here. The surface of our world can shift violently, swallowing an entire building, and then years later, spit it back up. Like that cruiser you already visited. It just showed up one day about 20 years ago. Wait, and you didn't check it out for 20 years? I thought it was recently found. Or were you able to, like, date the soil around it that showed 20 years? Whatever. What does this have to do with ancient technology? These things that show up are where we find it. Maybe you could go back to the crashed ship and search it for anything that will enable us to increase our power output or mining techniques faster? Anything that can help us? What makes you think that I will even know what to look for? I have been thinking about that. Those ships' memory cores are almost completely destruction-proof. How do you know that? If you can get a terminal online, you should be able to access the memory and find the answers we need. Of course, that is, if there are any answers to find. Please, help us. I promise you will be well paid for your trouble. I'll do my best to help you. The down ship. Milo says, thank you. I promise you will not regret this. All right, so today we did destroy the Avatar platform. We helped somebody with challenging Wiratu. We did the Avatar run. We helped the Civilian Protections Guild. We helped our rebel allies in in recovering a Corvette. We came over to Mustafar. We started it. We basically cleaned out the west side. We are going to need to go back to that miners camp later to turn in Taurus eggs that we find, but those aren't terribly important. We're going to have to go back to the central volcano a little bit. We are going to have to revisit this Blackguard Camp later on. Well, we also got a lot done today. I know we didn't do a lot of these minor side ones that we picked up, but maybe before the next time we do this, I'll look up exactly where their points are, generate some more waypoints. I was able to clean a few out. Thanks to everybody who came by, checked out the stream, followed, chatted, vibed, lurked. I appreciate the support, and thanks for everyone watching on YouTube. But next time, we'll be continuing our adventure on Mustafar. See you then.